Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Oh, Jacob, save it. It'll come in much more handy later. Welcome back to Left Side, Strong Side. I'm your host, Chancel. So next to me is my co-host, Mike Deacon, and under me is our other co-host, Jacob Blunden, who is back this week. And God, I'm happy he is. And we'll get to why in a second. But yes, we are here for. Time has come, boys. It is our big Super Bowl preview special. We're going to talk all about the games. We got a Hall of Fame that we're going to be doing later in the show. It's going to be great. But we're not here to do that alone. Now, this calls for some reinforcements. We got two big returning guests this time around. First of all, Craig Ganyier is back.
Hello. I'm here to pass the baton from the current reigning Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams to whichever team wins this week.
I didn't even think about that when I asked you, but yeah, no shit. Yeah, you represent the reigning champs in the NFL.
It's defending till it's gone, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess defending in the fact that you're not going to lose that until somebody wins this Sunday. And also joining us from Flickin' Real, Matt.
Flickin' Real.
I'm sorry. What movie?
Jeff Alterman?
Flickin' Real. No.
Hey, Baker Mayfield. Hey, keep my sloppy thirds over there. Go ahead and keep them.
I didn't realize that either. Yeah, Baker Mayfield. Yeah, the two people who had Baker Mayfield at QB.
Hey, he did good for us.
Yeah,
he didn't. He did the same as he did the last few years.
That was a very.
Look, he won a game after being on the team for 3 days. I would take
the Rams.
He won us our first game in over 2 years after coming in injured and not having played a game. It happens. It's not Matt, he has been prone to pull that.
What did Watson do this year?
Oh, what did he do in previous years?
Hold on. Right? Jacob, you and I've had this talk. I didn't want the Watson trade.
No. I'm just asking. What did he do? Like,
he played like a man who hadn't played football in over 700 days.
Okay, before we get into anything else, I would like to take this moment to raise a beverage.
You broke me. Here, you got
Holy
me
shit.
To have an actual beverage.
I would just like to say thank you to everybody on this panel, everybody who's ever been on this show, everybody who's watched this show for a great season of content, and I'm happy to keep doing the show for until next season, until the off season. But still, cheers, boys.
Here. Cheers.
You didn't cheers, Jacob. What the hell?
I don't have a drink, so I
reminded you to get a drink.
Sorry,
Jacob. What time is it over there?
12 o'clock in the morning. 12 o'clock. So
7 o'clock here. Get used to it.
9 p.m. here.
But you know what, Jacob? Had you brought a drink, I would have given you a pass for what I'm about to do to you.
No,
because
you wouldn't have. You've been looking forward to this for 2 weeks. You've been looking forward to this for too long. No, you wouldn't have. Absolutely not. You would have. No, you wouldn't have.
Now, in case you don't know, Jacob has some things that he needs to atone for. In case you don't remember, I'll remind you. He has 2 apologies he has to give. Here's the first. Now, keep in mind, I could have made this clip a lot longer.
Oh, yeah, you could have.
I decided to go with just the highlights, mainly the ones in the last couple of weeks.
Going to beat the Cowboys, and then he's going to beat the Eagles, and he's going to lose the 49ers.
No, but
the Eagles are bad.
They are still a bad team.
The Eagles are a bad team right now. No matter what, the Eagles are going to be playing either a division rival in the Giants or the Cowboys, or a Tom Brady that just beat the Cowboys again and had their biggest win of the season. I'm concerned. Their O-line's in trouble. So I think Giants are winning this game, and I think it's going to be a really great game. Congratulations. I still do not believe in you.
Really?
Still don't believe in you. Nope.
Wow.
Yeah, I go up against a real defense next week. They're going to get killed.
Challenge accepted. No.
I think Jalen Hurts is going to get exposed next week. That 49ers defense is damn good.
Oh!
Eagles win. If Eagles beat the 49ers next week, I will come up. Well, not next week. In 2 weeks, I will come on here. I will give the Eagles all of their praise, and they will be I will be like, you are still not my favorite going into the Super Bowl, but you are absolutely one of the best teams in football.
and you will atone.
Okay, hold up. I'm going to defend Jacob right here because you can't count that 49ers one when they couldn't even play their quarterback.
Hold on,
That's not fair.
Matt. He specifically said the 49ers defense would stop Jalen Hurts, and they allowed him to score 31 points.
Okay, hey, wait. I'm gonna make. I'm sorry, Matt. You're wrong. And I said this earlier. Yeah, thank you for trying to defend me. There's no defending that.
Hey, when your defense has to be on the field the entire time,
yeah,
they get tired. That's all I'm saying.
If I would have given the quarterback excuse was there. The quarterback excuse is there if the game ended 10-7. The game had ended 10-7, 100%. The quarterback excuse is there, and that is a legitimate excuse.
They had to play Josh Johnson.
Yeah, no, but I'm sorry. The defense.
You had 31 points.
The defense in that third quarter and fourth quarter, where it just decided, hey, we're just going to implode and give flags every 30 seconds, was insane. I couldn't believe it. That was awful, absolutely awful. Eagles, you absolutely deserve to be here. You've been incredible these playoffs. I have been wrong entirely. You have earned this. Congratulations. You played a legitimate, genuine, bona fide defense and team in the 49ers, and you embarrassed them. I cannot wait for this game. You have the best team on paper, but one position. So I don't know how to pick between the two of them, but we'll get to that.
We'll get there in a second. That was the one. So good job, Jacob. You did that. The other one is one I said hold off because this is a personal one for me. And in case the viewers forgot,
can I just say I have now flipped on this completely, and I've now gone even harder, against what I've now flipped entirely. And Mahomes is now Michael Jordan and is going to completely own the league for the entire decade.
Well, let me remind you of what you did say in the past.
Be prepared. They're going to be the first one to win it. They're going to be the first one out of your division to win a Super Bowl in this current era. You know who they're about to become, and you're not going to like this.
I swear to God, if you say New England.
No, they're not going to become New England. The Chiefs are about to become John Madden's Raiders, and the Bengals are about to become Terry Steelers.
Bitch, what?
In all seriousness. No, where Madden had this team that should have been a dynasty, and he won one Super Bowl with them because it just happened to be at the same time as Terry Steelers. And that is what is coming. That is what is coming, that the Bengals are coming in, and they're going to be the Steelers they're going to be the 70 Steelers today.
Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni.
All right, Jacob. Have anything to say for yourself?
Okay, my atonement. I will own this one forever. My atonement. We just had obviously the career of Tom Brady just retired. To use a basketball analogy, Tom Brady is either Bill Russell or Kareem. Take your pick. Jordan's about to enter, and that's Patrick Mahomes. And I think we're going to have about 4 or 5 Hall of Fame players who don't win a Super Bowl because Mahomes is stealing their Super Bowl.
Okay, you know what? See, I will let that slide. If you said that, I would have been like, okay, you know what? Fine. But you had to take the name of the 70 Steelers in vain, and that's what I could not
To be fair, Franco Harris wasn't dead when I said this.
He was not dead when he said that. He's retroactively rolling in his grave.
In all seriousness, there is a genuine chance that Herbert, Burrow, and Allen all become my brain's just not working right now, but the NBA players of the 90s.
They're a tier of their own.
Like Iverson,
who just could not win
I would say
one.
LeBron, Wade, and Kobe.
No, because they've won one.
They all have
They've
rings,
won one.
though. They all have
That's
rings.
what he's saying. They're Barkley.
Oh, you're
Barkley
saying
Barkley. Why couldn't I not think of Barkley? He played for the
they're Barkley
Suns.
all the way through.
Jesus. But like that's like where they could not win one because every time they had to go through Jordan and they couldn't do it. And the times that they did, they couldn't win it when they got through. So there is a real chance Mahomes is that. And I had two big takes this year. I had two real big takes this year. It was that the Eagles were overrated because they played a really weak schedule, and they have played an incredibly weak schedule until that last game. But they've been an incredibly good team, and they pulled through. And my other one was that the Chiefs were that despite how good the Chiefs were, there was a second team in that conference that was better. Both of them blew up in my face, and this weekend is just the fuck Jacob Super Bowl. Apparently,
my favorite one was my favorite take you had this year was the Matt Ryan could win MVP.
That one was bad. I'll cop that one.
Yeah.
Not as bad as Russell Wilson MVP. I think that's.
Matt Ryan's the worst. I don't care.
No.
Here's
Here's the thing. I was dark horse. Matt Ryan was dark horse.
Okay,
MVP.
I did pick Russell Wilson for my MVP. That's
you
true.
went Russell Wilson all in. So.
I did.
Can we talk about good hot takes though? I believe I came on your show week 3, was it?
Yeah.
I said then that I thought the Eagles could be undefeated that year, in part because they had such a weak schedule. But I think what we've seen though is that it's when you have all these cupcake games on your schedule, it gives everyone a chance. It gives the offense a chance to congeal and get everything running. Full speed ahead. And they had those 2 losses near the end. Of course, that's when Jalen Hurts was out.
My best hot take, though, I still want to cop this, was that I said Packers weren't making it. I said, okay, here's what I said: Packers, Bucks, or Chiefs. One of them's not making the playoffs.
You did.
I said this at the start of the season too.
Like this, I said this a long time. You said 2, but no, you did say 1.
I said 1, but then the Bucks was damn close. And the team I said that could beat them, that knocked them out, was the Panthers. Because I believed in Baker, which was a stupid mistake. But
it was.
If the Panthers won that game, earlier in the season, that could have been the most genius call I have ever made.
But you know what? Let's not talk about our old takes. Let's talk about the main event, Super Bowl 57, at the Chiefs versus the Eagles in my own backyard.
Yep.
So we usually, just like go broad strokes with these things, but we're gonna, go a little deeper into this one game. We're gonna go, position group by position group, starting with, of course, the 2 men under center, the signal callers, our quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts. Patrick, look, you can't say enough good thing about Patrick Mahomes. Dude is hands down the best quarterback in football right now.
Yep.
On the other side, you have a dude who has not only silenced his doubters, but has thrived this year in Jalen Hurts. This dude has become a completely different player under Nick Sirianni this season.
Yeah. This is the one matchup. This is the only one that the Eagles aren't better in. Everything else, for me at least, the Eagles are better.
That's true.
And it's
fair.
And it's the only one who's giving you any reason to doubt that the Eagles can win this game. Because he is that damn good. Like, Hurts is really good. Don't get me wrong. Hurts has played incredible and has proved this idiot wrong. But Mahomes is that damn good, even with his freaking injury, that it's making me doubt it. I'm sitting here going, if this is a shootout, the Chiefs win. Somehow the Eagles have to pressure Mahomes, and the last team that pressured Mahomes in a Super Bowl was the Bucks, and he still played incredibly. Now,
with a shit line,
with a shit O-line. This O-line is a lot better, and that Bucks defense was a lot better than this Eagles defense.
So yeah, you again, going this one, I would give edge to Mahomes as well. Nothing against Hurts. The thing about Hurts is the fact that he's got a very potent, very accurate arm, and he is careful with the ball. Like he very rarely turns it over. That being said, quarterback is Mahomes.
Hurts was I'd say above average quarterback going into the season, but Hurts took a leap this year. Hurts put himself firmly in the MVP conversation, which I don't think very many of us expected that out of him going into the season. Plays fantastic, but it's Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that's that's like saying anybody, going back to what you said before, any of those players against Jordan, you're going to say Jordan, and that's where we are right now.
So real quick, I want to go to that Jordan comparison because I actually disagree. I think Brady is Jordan because it seems like you're ignoring that Montana, Steve Young, that is your Magic, Bird, Kareem. That's that era.
Yeah. The reason I'm saying that Brady isn't Jordan is Jordan doesn't have the records because of longevity. He doesn't have any of these records. Brady has these records for longevity,
Jordan
and that's
also went out on his own terms. That's the other thing. Jordan went on his own terms. Brady didn't.
And he gave us an H.
If there's a real comparison, Mahomes is realistically LeBron James because he is the most talented quarterback we've ever seen. Jordan's just the best scorer. Sure, he didn't have the longevity, but he went on his own terms.
Are you sure those were his terms, or was there maybe a gambling thing that made him leave the league for a little while? I mean, come on, let's not act. Come on,
I was talking about the second time, Craig. I was talking about the second time.
The second time when he came back after. Okay, sorry.
That was the third. The second time was the I don't like my manager and I'm under contract, so fuck you.
But at the end of the day, Mahomes is arguably the most talented quarterback we've ever seen. Just like LeBron James is arguably the best overall player we've ever seen. So that's why I say I'd go back to that comparison, tweak it a little bit, tweak it a little bit.
I was more using it for I don't. Brady never dominated a decade. He did, but he never he went 3-3 and then 1. Sorry, he went 3-3 and 1. And other quarterbacks around him were able to still win in those years. No one in the 90s won except Jordan. Jordan won every year he played in the 90s. That's kind of where I was more going for, and that's where I think where Mahomes is going to go for the next 5 years.
If it weren't for the AFC being the toughest quarterback this division, I would agree with you because here's what's going to end up screwing over Mahomes that didn't screw over Brady or Jordan. Mahomes signed that big $400 million 10-year contract, and that's really about to hit the books and screw up the Chiefs a lot.
Nope, because guess what? That contract right now, you ask any single manager in the entire league,
it's a steal.
That contract's a steal right now because guess what? Burrow's going to be on $50 million a year. Allen's got a good contract. Herbert probably going to be on $45 million a year. Lamar's going to be on $45 million a year. Watson's $50 million a year. That is now going to be the standard. And and this year, who else are the Chiefs paying this year outside of paying big bucks? Outside of Kelsey
and Chris Jones.
But the other thing, you got part of the reason why the Patriots were so dominant for as long as they were is because people wanted to come play for New England and they would take a pay cut to do so. And so if Patrick Mahomes is as good as Jacob says he is, and I don't think I could disagree with that myself, I think that we'll start to see similar things there. Also, I'd like to point out that he lost Tyreek Hill this year and everyone thought that he would just kind of regress. Instead, he showed he was even better. Exactly. He stepped it up. He lost one of the best wide receivers in the league and stepped it up with a patchwork wide receiver group.
Look, I really hate this because I'm not a Mahomes fan. I'm an Allen fan. I hate this. This is my worst reality right now because I go Allen, Burrow, Herbert, Allen, Herbert, Burrow, Mahomes. That is my the ones who I want to succeed. And I hate how good he is because he is having the single greatest five season start to a career we've ever seen. If he wins on Sunday, he will have won 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs because he's getting MVP on Thursday. Most likely 2 Super Bowl MVPs, most likely. And he's been to the conference championship and hosted all 5 years, and he's been to a Super Bowl. Like he's won 60% of them. Brady didn't even do that. Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. He is going to be very good, but this is no contest. This is
if it's 1-for-1, it is Patrick Mahomes. But something I do want to point out is that for the very first time in the history of the Super Bowl, we have 2 teams starting black quarterbacks. It's never happened before. Now, in honor of that, I do want to give you guys a bit of Super Bowl trivia.
Oh God!
Let me see if I can just share this. Here we go. In the history of the Super Bowl, there have only been 6 other black quarterbacks to start the game. Can you guys name all 6?
All right, Colin Kaepernick.
Cam Newton.
Colin
Kaepernick.
Let's see here.
You got 2.
I know. We're up to strong start. Strong start.
They're the most recent ones. That's the sad part.
Redskins. What was his name?
Craig. That's your. Come on.
What?
It was,
I know what you're talking about though. Donovan McNabb. Well, no, he was in Rescue.
No, it's
McNabb with the Eagles.
Did start one. Yeah,
McNabb with the Eagles. Yeah. So there's 3.
He did play for the Redskins, by the way. But,
yes.
Doug Williams. No.
I don't know. I don't know what Doug Williams looks like. I see. We need a. We need Mark Ellis on for that. No, we need Mark Ellis on for that.
Right.
So we've got half of them. I feel like that gets us most of the way there. Let me see here.
There's one you're forgetting that's like super obvious that I'm just like, because like that was the one. I think it's funny because the one I forgot when I was trying to name these guys off.
It's got to be somebody fairly recent.
All right. You guys 5, 4.
Repeat the question.
Repeat the question, JP.
In the history of the Super Bowl, there have only been 6 other black quarterbacks to start the game. Can you name all 6?
Mahomes is one of them.
Well, no, not Mahomes. Not Mahomes.
Not Mahomes.
Oh my God.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I just got that. I went, oh my God.
I was about to find the clip.
Broncos country, let's ride.
You motherfucker!
All right, so we got 4 of them. That's okay.
4. McNair?
No, the Titans never played in the Super Bowl, did they?
Yeah, they did. They played in the late 90s, early 2000s.
It was the 2001 Super Bowl.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry.
2000 Super Bowl.
I'm giving you guys the point because you guys did name all 6 at various points. Yeah, Russell Wilson,
Doug Williams, you did get it.
Donovan McNabb, Aaron McNair, and Doug Williams, who was the very first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
You forget I'm old.
There's only 2 who've won, hey?
Yeah. Oh, well, 3. Mahomes. But yeah.
Because 7 have played total, but the question was not counting Mahomes.
Yeah, not counting Mahomes. But yeah, that's your bit of Super Bowl trivia. That's nice. Now let's talk about the guys who are going to be the bell cows, the running backs for both teams. You got a 2-man team in the Chiefs with Jarrett McKinnon and Isaiah Pacheco because Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Edwards-Helaire came back. Yeah,
he's active. He came back active as of today.
He came back
as of yesterday. I mean,
but let's be real, it's going to be these 2 versus the running back by committee we have with Miles Sanders, the spiritual successor to Darren Sproles and Boston Scott, and Kenneth Gainwell, who is a really great relief back. I mean, this is running the ball. I think this is a place that heavily favors the Eagles.
Absolutely,
yeah.
The Eagles. Their 1-2-3 punch is fantastic.
And we're actually missing the 4th running back here for the Eagles, which is Jalen Hurts. Exactly. Yeah.
Beginning the trend that is going to go to every single one of these. The Eagles are better.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a common thread.
Yeah, like I think they just have one of these guys is a 7th round pick, and he's been playing well. Don't get me wrong, he's been playing well.
The first round pick ever has.
I know, but he's a 7th round pick for a reason.
So is Brock Purdy, man.
Yeah,
I know.
It's not like
Tom Brady was a 6th round pick.
Yeah, but to your point, I mean, look, the Eagles here have a fantastic, like Miles Sanders could be a bell cow, and probably would be on most teams. And Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell have both showed time and again they were able to do well in relief. The Chiefs running backs have been adequate. They've been good at times. Jerick McKinnon's had I'd say more of a resurgent season.
Mostly as a receiver, though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yes, mostly because of his receiving abilities there, but that's part of the package. But despite they don't hold a candle to the Eagles running backs.
And then the other problem that the Chiefs are going to have is that because this is a Super Bowl being played at a neutral field and not in Arrowhead, there's going to be someone wearing a Giants uniform. And so because of that, Boston Scott's going to score. It's just going to happen.
I was going to say, that's one of my favorite prop bets for the game is like a Boston Scott anytime touchdown. Sign me up for that one.
I did take that bet. I did take it. I feel like
it out nice.
I'm so mad I fucked that punchline up. I'm so mad.
Up next, again, okay, look, running ball's only one half of an offense. The other side, you got throwing the ball. And these are the main pass catchers we're going to be having on the field today. Wide receivers for the Chiefs, and they've lost their best weapon, but they still got Mecole Hardman, has been hanging around for a couple of years with Patrick Mahomes, great chemistry there. And new acquisitions, including Juju Smith-Schuster, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Kadarius Toney, if he's healthy. For the Eagles, though,
it should be that entire wide receiver room's healthy because they only had like 1 or 2 healthy receivers.
I like 1 or 2 practice.
Certain.
I
didn't see that after making this.
Juju's playing no matter what. He's owed $2 million if he makes a Super Bowl appearance. So he will have at least one reception because he will at least one down. He wants that
on the other
$2 million.
side of the ball, though, a smaller, less in terms of options, but still like the options are again. This is quality over quantity. And AJ Brown, one of the best receivers in the league today. Devontae Smith, a guy who has emerged as one of the best receivers in the league right now as well, and Quez Watkins, who's a great relief if both Brown and Smith are covered. Now
you've got 2 statistically top 10 wide receivers from this season on the Eagles right now. Brown and Smith were both statistically in the top 10, and right there, both of them. I love Smith right now in this game because Brown gets so much attention. Smith is another guy I see scoring in this game.
Yeah, right.
But can we say so? Are we going to talk about the tight ends as like their own thing?
Yeah, that's curious about.
We'll get into that in a second. Matt, you also want the game to become a glitch in the Matrix? I would.
Oh God.
There we go.
AJ Brown is better than all 4 of them.
I'm about to say that AJ Brown is better than any receiver.
No, but not only that, then Devontae Smith has a legitimate argument to be better than all 4 of them.
AJ Brown is so good that he got the Titans GM fired halfway through the season while they had a winning record.
Yeah,
after the Eagles played the Titans and they whooped their asses.
This is again. Yeah, this is just such a no-brainer. The problem is, who's going to be the one throwing the ball? And that's where I'm landing with them because as much as Hurts will throw Brown and Smith a beautiful and incredible ball, and they will do all the work to make it look easy, 100%. Juju, MVS, and Toney and Hardman, they're going to get balls that are just in the right spot that make these catches look impossible. And
only they're going to be able to catch them because that's what Patrick Mahomes does.
Yep. And it's just yes, Eagles have a better wide receiver room. I don't know if it's a better, but if we get to the end of this game and I go, the Chiefs had higher yards, I'll understand why. I'll know exactly why because they have Patrick Mahomes as quarterback.
And I think that's what the issue is when it comes to talking wide receivers because you can say, but on paper, One's clearly better than the other. However, it's all going to depend on quarterback play, and if one quarterback can do nearly impossible things at almost any given moment, and the other one a little bit more limited as a thrower,
right,
I'm going to tend to go with the one that has numerous options and can pull off impossible things.
Yeah.
But the wide receivers for Kansas City are just they're sort of just like the side thought. The big thought is in the form of tight end Travis Kelce, the best in the game right now. One of the
Cleveland
best
zone, baby, Cleveland Heights,
in the history of tight ends.
10 minutes away, about 15 minutes
versus Dallas Goedert, a guy who has taken the role from a traded Zach Ertz to become a legitimate option. A legitimate argument, not a legitimate. He is a top 10 tight end in the league. It's not a hard.
This is the only other one where Kansas City are better. It's the only other one where you point at it and you go, "This is part one of the Kelce brothers," and Travis Kelce. There is a very real potential that Travis Kelce could get Super Bowl MVP. Yeah. He's your dark horse.
He's about to break almost every Super Bowl receiving record. So
this
Travis Kelce.
This game's going to be incredible.
Travis Kelce's the best tight end in the league. Dallas Goedert's a top 5 tight end, but not the best tight end in the league.
Yeah. 100%. This is Travis Kelce all day, and nothing against Goedert. Goedert's amazing.
This is the easiest one.
He's just not Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
But speaking of the Kelce brothers, let's talk about his units with the Philadelphia and the other unit with the Chiefs. You got the O-lines. One anchored by the likes of Orlando Brown Jr. and Creed Humphrey versus Jason Kelce, Jordan Mailata, and Lane Johnson, a guy who is still not allowed a single sack in the year.
I gotta say, there's an argument that could be made where these lines just are dead even.
Yeah, because they draw.
This is a draw. I know Jacob's like, you can't say one. There's only two things you can say the Chiefs are about. This is one you could argue. I'm with Craig. This
is a close one. This is a close one. They don't have Jason Kelce. That's Jason Kelce is the thing that puts him over the line for me.
I still slightly go Eagles, but it's close.
Yeah, no, that's why I go slightly over the line for Eagles is because of Jason Kelce at center. He is one of the best centers in the game. This O-line, Eagles O-line is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
But he's also going against a Defense Player of the Year candidate, and that's where I think
we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second.
I'm just saying when you bring up the O-line, you got to bring up the fact if you're bringing up Jason Kelce, I got to argue with Chris Jones because I don't think
phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't think he's played against anyone the caliber of Chris Jones this year.
But I mean. Bosa. Well, I mean, how on the line against Bosa though?
Bosa lines up as an end, not a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Chris Jones lines up at a tackle.
Yeah, but let's take a look at these defenses. First of all, you got the Eagles defense. 4 individuals with at least 10 sacks on the year.
It's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have Kaiser White. You have Kaiser White. New York like Ndamukong Suh and Robert Quinn, who has barely played for them in this year, which is insane. Yes. Secondary, absolutely loaded. You got Darius Slay. You got James Bradbury. You got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Meanwhile, on the Chiefs, now this is where I think the Chiefs' biggest weakness lies. Now, granted, you have a great interior with Chris Jones and Frank Clark, even though Frank Clark has not been great this year. And look, you got Willie Gay and Nick Bolton, who are like really solid linebackers. The biggest problem with the Chiefs for me is their secondary. Granted, L'Jarius Sneed clear concussion protocol, he's back, but they have to rely on Trent McDuffie, Watson, Justin Reed, and him. Like that's not exactly a core that is scaring you if you're an opposing offense.
You know, it's funny though. I feel like their defense looked like it was going to be, their like you said, it looked like it would be their Achilles heel. I thought they could have even lost to the Jaguars, especially when Mahomes got hurt. But the defense stepped up against, that surging offense. They stepped up against the Bengals surging offense, and so I feel like they, despite having difficulties early throughout the season, they have come together to play when it has counted most.
The main difference is I don't think they've gone against an offense like the Eagles. The Eagles, their biggest strength this year has been they're an offense that can kill you in a million different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of teams can do that.
The AFC does not have a single team that compares to the Eagles' run game. Like you're not going to get anybody in the AFC.
Shut up, Matt. That's one guy.
Yeah,
that is one guy.
That's two guys. Yeah. That's two guys.
What did Hunt do this year?
Yo, that's.
I want a lot of money betting against the Browns this year. I'll have
I'm a big Nick Chubb fan, honestly. But
wait, are you talking Browns or are you talking Titans?
He's talking the Browns.
I'm talking Titans too. You said no. I heard
sorry.
no.
The problem with Henry is everyone knows that's all they've got. So they freaking team them.
My point is the comment was no other team in the AFC has a running attack like
Okay, sorry. Okay, no other team has a running attack, but also a passing threat. So you can't just load entirely on the running game.
I'll give you that.
Exactly, and you've got the threat of the running quarterback to go along with
the Titans actually got a legitimate quarterback. They'd be one of the scariest teams in football, but they can't for some stupid reason.
They might be getting Derek Carr sold.
No, it might be.
Said legitimate.
Hey,
damn!
He's a legitimate starter. He might not be a legitimate star, but he's a legitimate starter, and that's all you need to win.
So you better watch out, Jacob. Nancy's gonna fly down to Australia and light your house on fire.
I mean, look, as good as Chris Jones is, this Eagles defense is absolutely loaded in so many ways.
But that's the problem. That's the toughest part about. I mean, you even saw it last week, and that Bengals O-line is not good, or not great. But even they were able to just double team Chris Jones and kind of protect Burrow at least a little bit. That's all it takes.
They got the beginning of the game, I thought Burrow was going to get sacked 10 times.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. The second half,
fighting the ball on the ground. And just got stacked like a man. All right, now
can we point out Ndamukong Suh? By the way, this is his third Super Bowl with a third different team in the last.
Honestly, he's legit the only reason I don't want the Eagles to win, just because I cannot stand that man.
I've got a Suh Rams jersey behind me. I have a Suh Rams jersey somewhere here too, but
I'm so 50-50 on who. Like, I don't even know who I want.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about it. We're gonna go around the horn. I'm gonna say
we're not gonna talk about Butker versus Elliott.
No.
It's fucking dead even as all hell.
They can kick. So we're gonna go around the horn and we're gonna ask everybody who you got. So Matt, I'm gonna start with you. Who you got?
Experience wins over youth. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs here.
Oh, sexy pick. All right. Interesting. All right. Craig, what you got?
Yeah, I am very, for all the reasons we said, I am very tempted to take the Eagles, but I feel like it's funny, as much as I want to argue with Jacob this entire show, it's like I actually agree with him on almost everything. But about this game, I mean, because my take is that Patrick Mahomes, and we saw what he did, like he had a high ankle sprain and then came back a week later and played like nothing happened. That's insane. And now he's had 2 weeks to rest that up. And yeah, I respect the hell out of the Eagles. And I think this is going to be one of the best Super Bowls we've seen in a long time. Not as good as last year's. Last year's was fantastic, but it's going to be fantastic. And the Chiefs are going to take it.
And for me too, because I got the Bengals lose, so that was nice. Mike, going to you next.
Yeah, this is the two teams. We have two number one seeds, which we haven't had in a couple of years. So these are the two teams that are supposed to be there. I think overall, on paper, the Eagles have the better overall team. But when it comes to rising to the occasion, I think Mahomes is going to be. He's going to go out there and show why he's Patrick Mahomes. I think Travis Kelce's going to have a big game. I don't think the Eagles roll over, but I have the Chiefs winning the game.
All right.
There's a very, very, very real chance this is a 40-plus point Super Bowl each side. I was
going to say 30s if I had to pick a score, like 37, 34.
Yeah, 30s to 40s. I think this is a big score. And at the end of it, we're all going to be saying this is one of the greatest Super Bowls we've ever watched. There is a real chance this is two teams that have led every single second or been tied every single second of the playoffs. They have not been behind in any for 1 second of the playoffs so far this year. They have identical scores so far in the playoffs. They are basically identical teams. The Eagles, everything on paper. You have done everything this postseason to prove that you absolutely deserve to be here. You are one of the 2 best teams in football. You have earned my respect. You absolutely deserve it. I cannot wait to see you in this game. You have the best team on paper. The problem is you don't have the best quarterback. And I think Andy Reid's experience I think Nick Sirianni's inexperience is going to really hurt him in a Super Bowl. We saw it in the first quarter last year when Zach Taylor, the moment got big for Zach and Burrow. That first quarter, the moment got really big for them, and they were not great. They were helped because Stafford, the moment got big for Stafford as well, but Mahomes ain't going to have that problem. These Chiefs have done this before. They've gone through, they've won this, they've lost it. They know what both sides of this coin is. I'm going to go Chiefs in a shootout by 3 points at the end. I think this is a really close, great game of football. I think at the end of it, we're going to be saying Hurts absolutely earned his contract, but Mahomes is the greatest player currently in football.
And can we say we have, this is the first we're bringing up the coaches, the fact that this is, that should have been one of our which is better.
Yeah.
I think that goes with the
your
Chiefs.
head coach versus an experienced head coach.
Yeah, well, this is Andy Reid revenge game. I mean,
Yes, it
Andy
is.
Reid going up against his old.
Fourth Super Bowl.
It's also Nick Sirianni revenge game though.
Yeah,
that's
this
true,
is, like the amount of storylines in this game. Like obviously we had the Kelsey brothers, and that's been the focus one.
Hey, sorry.
Andy Reid versus Nick Sirianni. Andy Reid going up against his old team, the one he couldn't win a Super Bowl with. That's big. That is a big thing. And if the Eagles win it, it's going to be the hey, we could do it without you, but also like they love Andy, so this is a real big. It's a big game. This is a big game for everyone involved. I just think Sirianni comes across as a little immature for me. I love him as a coach, but I think he is immature, and I think that immaturity could play an impact in a Super Bowl. I think a Super Bowl is a very, very different game than regular season and other playoff games. I think a Super Bowl, the moment is huge. You've had 2 weeks to sit with everything. You overthink things, and I think that was Andy Reid's biggest problem for a while. Was you start overthinking everything, and it's what Kyle Shanahan's problem has been for the last 3 times he's been anywhere close to a Super Bowl. So I think that's where we're heading for this game, is that the Chiefs are just experience wins out and they get slightly better. And Mahomes proves why he's a great
4 times you count 28-3.
Well, yeah.
So am I really the only asshole taking the Eagles in this one? I guess I am.
It looks like it.
You're the one who was not going to. Okay, so congratulations. Thank you very much. We have not jinxed the Chiefs. Chiefs are winning. Thank you very much.
No, here's what I'm saying. The Eagles, because a lot of things we just mentioned. Like, look, Mahomes may be the better quarterback, but ball's a team game. You need every single piece to flow together. Thing is, the Chiefs have a second. They have one of the. I mean, not one of the worst, but like they don't have a great pass defense, which if the Eagles are smart, they'll take advantage of. If the Chiefs want to beat the Eagles, they got to create pressure on Jalen Hurts. With this O-line, I don't know if they can. So for that reason alone, I am going with the Eagles. Just because I think the Chiefs secondary is too weak to hold up against this offense.
Yeah. I do just want to say, I'm not going to be mad if the Eagles win this game. I'm going to be very happy if the Eagles win this game. I think that they like, it's not the 2 out of the 4 teams left. This was not the 2 I wanted. But I'm glad, like going in, I'm like, okay,
we're literally the exact opposites.
They're not the teams you wanted, but they're the teams you deserved.
They are, and after the playoffs we just had, they are absolutely the 2 teams that deserve to be here. They are 2 of the best teams in football this season, absolutely. And if the Eagles win, absolutely deserve all the flowers. Congratulations, you have earned it. If they just lose to the Chiefs, congratulations, you have set yourselves up for to own the NFC for the next 5 years. Easy.
Oh, and also, like, I didn't even talk about that defense. If there's any team that has the personnel to stop Mahomes, it's the Eagles. With that secondary, that front four, like I feel like it's gonna be too much for not too much for Mahomes to handle, but I do think they'll get the better of them this time. So I am taking the Eagles. Defense wins championships, baby. Let's go.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that Ndamukong did anything dirty.
That is true. That is true. Although it was funny watching the NFC Championship game where he was somehow the voice of reason. That's how you know shit's fucked. When Ndamukong is the one being rational. So that's it for our Super Bowl preview, but we are not done with the show yet. You see, the Hall of Fame class is going to be coming out any day now. So we thought, you know what, let's look ahead a little bit. We are going to talk about every team's most likely Hall of Famer. So here's how this is going to work. I have a spreadsheet right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down the line. I'm going to go first. I'll say who I think is the Cardinals' most likely Hall of Famer. And we'll see if the panel agrees. If not, we'll lock. If we do, we'll lock him in. If there's somebody else we think, we'll throw him out. And we'll also discuss other potential Hall of Famers. We're gonna go down the line, team by team. If we get to a team that's somebody's favorites, I will let them have the floor. But yeah, we'll just go one by one like this.
Question.
So
yes,
we're going current players.
Do we include? Yeah, do we include? Is it players from the 2022 roster, or are we excluding players who have?
We're excluding players who are retired. Like you can't say J.J. Watt, you can't say Tom Brady.
Tom Brady have been eliminated.
You can't say AJ Green.
Those guaranteed Hall of Famers. Okay, got it.
Yes. So we got to work on what we got right now. So I will start.
AJ Green will probably make the Hall of Fame for his time with the Cincinnati Bengals. So let's be honest.
First team we have is the Arizona Cardinals. You can't say J.J. Watt, but even without him, I think it's obvious. I think it's got to be DeAndre Hopkins. Dude is one of the best receivers in the league. He's a mistake eraser. He's one of those guys where if you throw the ball within 5 feet of him, he is going to catch it.
No brainer. That's the answer, I think.
It is the answer, but I don't think Hopkins has earned it just yet. I think he's still. I think he needs another 1 or 2 massive years. I think that's why being traded right now would be the best thing for his career, because not having Kyler there next year is going to really hurt him.
We'll have Lamar Jackson.
He's probably not going to be there next year.
He's going to be on ball. I think
that's what I mean. No, Baltimore. Kyler's locked into really.
I'm talking about Hopkins. Hopkins probably.
Yeah, that's why I said him being traded is the best thing for his career. Yeah. Him being traded to a different team is going to be the best thing for his career. That's the most obvious answer. I want to throw in one that I think is a little bit that I think is actually potential, and that's Zach Ertz.
Really, okay. Zach Ertz?
I think he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer by any means, but if you're looking at that roster and you're going through the names, he would probably be my number 2 pick.
Another one I'll drop for the Cardinals is Budda Baker. Budda Baker, who is one of the best safeties in the league right now.
Yeah, I believe it's spelled Zach. Zach.
Oh, Zach.
Right? Yeah, I believe he's a Zach. Yeah. The one I agree that DeAndre is exclude JJ, but the one thing that makes me most worried about him is the drug suspension. Will he? What does that portend going down the line? Will he get more suspensions? Will that bleed into his playing time and bleed into the optics of his career? So we'll see.
So Baker will wind up in Hall of Fame packages, but it's going to be because of that play with DK from 2 years ago where he got tracked down after the interception. So yes, I think he will be in there. But not the reason he wants
to throw out. He's a bit of a long shot, but Rodney Hudson, the center, he was excellent when he was with Oakland. Sorry, Vegas, and it's also Oakland. My question is: Do we include Kyler Murray? I
think we include Kyler Murray if there are no
Baker
more.
Mayfield 2.0.
No, Kyler Murray if there are no more releases of Modern Warfare.
Hold on. Baker Mayfield 2.0.
Sorry. Kyler Murray has had 10 times the career already that Baker Mayfield had had. Anything, sorry.
Has he really? Outside of touchdown numbers, their stats have been pretty fucking similar.
Yeah, Kyler needs a really good head coach, and I don't think he's going to get one. So, yeah.
All right. All right, Mike, you got a tough one for you.
You gave me the fucking toughest team, I think, right now. This one's really tough. The name that, and certainly not a first ballot, but as a returner, potentially Cordell Patterson is the name that I would.
It's not a bad throw out.
Nobody else on that team is even remotely established enough. No, I think I go with him.
We're not saying like who's gonna make. We're saying who's the most likely. So you would say Cordell Patterson.
I gotta agree.
Their current roster.
I would disagree and say just based off of pedigree, Drake London. When they get an actual quarterback in there, he's gonna, just because they had a season where they didn't have a quarterback who could throw the ball doesn't mean that he won't have a long career that will present him as a Hall of Famer. Whereas Cordell Patterson, was barely seen in the league for like the first 6 years, and he's had the last 2 years have been the outlier for his career. So I feel like it's going to be too little too late when it comes to Hall of Fame balloting.
Well, Mike said it. Yeah, Mike said the key that will get Cordell in the Hall of Fame, and that is as a special teams player, because he's always been one hell of a special teams player, no matter where he's been.
So are you agreeing with Cordero, Matt?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Cordell.
See, like the one I'll throw out for this one is one part that you didn't say, and I know it's kind of weird because he didn't have the greatest season last season. Kyle Pitts, like the dude had to be like a generation.
He needs a head coach who won't use him as strictly a blocker before.
Exactly, that's the thing. He needs a better offensive team.
Yeah, I feel like Pitts and London are kind of in the same boat where it's like, you ignore this year because this was the year when they were playing with.
I can't ignore this year based off of how he played last year, also, where it was still.
Yeah, how he played last year.
1,000 yards last year.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I'm just talking. Fair.
Is right now there is a borderline argument: is he a bust? Right now there is a borderline argument for it. I think Pitts, the biggest problem he's going to have in his career is he's a Falcon. If he gets traded, I will have that conversation with you. But no, they're right. He doesn't have anyone who's throwing in the ball, and he has a coach who's not using him correctly. So
you're saying Cordero too?
Right now, I think it is. I don't think Pitts is there yet. If he gets traded, I will have that conversation, and I will absolutely have that conversation. But right now,
I can't even put him there.
I still think based off of physical ability and talent, that once their situation around them improves, they're still very young in their careers. Kyle Pitts, even with Matt Ryan last year, had an amazing season in 2021. In 2022, he had Marcus, what's his face playing? Marcus Mariota playing. Yeah, right. Exactly. Marcus.
Craig. The world said the same thing about OJ Howard. Where is he now?
No, I mean, I don't think.
The only problem was that he was always hurt. That was the problem. Like
OJ Howard never had a season like Kyle Pitts had last year.
Yeah, like again, I'll put him in potential. Another one I would throw out there is someone who is like taking a big leap, especially this year. AJ Terrell, the dude, could become one of like the elite shutdown corners of his era, especially considering the fact that he was so criticized and he was drafted. I think he's got potential, but not as much as Kyle Pitts. Just want to throw him out there just for sake. All right, Jacob.
So few kickers get in. I like Younghoe Koo a lot. Actually, I think he's gonna have a long career, but just because kickers don't regularly,
how many kickers are in the league? Like, are in the Hall of Fame? Like,
yeah. Well, we're about to give one because this is the most obvious that we have right now, and that is the guy who's already in the Hall of Fame, and that is Justin Tucker.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, agreed. Look, I love Lamar, and Lamar has an argument, but there is an argument over Lamar right now. Justin Tucker is in. Like,
Lamar barely qualifies as being on the roster, though. But yes, Justin Tucker.
Just for clarity's sake, there are only 4 kickers in the Hall of Fame as of right now.
Yeah.
Okay, but Tucker's getting the 5th.
I don't disagree with the pick. I'm just saying, because Craig asked, there are only 4 kickers in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
100% Tucker's in.
Which is why Koo has no place in being in the conversation, but Tucker is 100%. He's like a first ballot.
All right. Are there any other potentials on the radar?
Look, Lamar. Okay, you have as a potential, you have to put Lamar.
Roquan.
Oh, Roquan.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, Roquan Smith, anybody else we can think of. I think Deshaun Jackson is still technically on the roster. Does Deshaun Jackson have a shot?
I don't. Well, to quote
for his career, yes. Because of what his career was, yes.
To quote Silver Linings Playbook, Deshaun Jackson is the man. Yep. So put him in the potential, but I don't think
he was 12 years ago.
Oh, we're just basing off of their entire career. We're basing off his entire career. So you got he's on the roster.
Yeah, it's Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Talk about longevity.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Craig, Buffalo Bills.
I mean, yeah, this one.
Oh wait, crap! Sorry, I gotta give it to Jacob because it is.
Oh yeah, give it. Okay.
Okay. It's not Josh Allen. It's Stephon Diggs.
Oh my God, Jacob! I'm so proud of you.
Hard to disagree.
Look, Josh Allen could Josh Allen could very well be in the Hall of Fame, but it's Diggs.
I agree with Jacob. Actually,
if we're saying most likely to make it, I think it's got to be Allen.
No, most likely
because y'all are forgetting like the super obvious one that is going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's on the defensive line and towards Von Miller.
Oh,
Miller.
Okay. Yep.
Super Bowl MVP Von Miller.
I'll call that. Yeah, Von Miller is. Yep. Von Miller is. Yep. That's the. Yep.
Von Miller.
Stefan is 1F. I'm pretty sure, bro.
Yes, Stefan is 1F. Yeah. But he said Stefon Diggs, and at least two of us have disagreed with him. I think he disagreed with himself.
You don't think Stefon Diggs is a Hall of Famer?
No, I don't. I'm not saying I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I'm saying that I think I do think he's potential. I don't think he's the most likely.
Yeah, no, I put him in potential. He's in potential.
No, I know.
This is potential. No, Von Miller is most likely. I forgot that Von Miller was on that team.
We'll put Josh Allen in here. Another one.
Josh Allen needs to win a Super Bowl if he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He absolutely because
an MVP. He needs both.
Yeah, he does.
But hold on a second. Isn't Marino a Hall of Famer?
So is Dan Fouts.
Yeah, there's a big difference between Marino and Allen at the moment.
Allen
difference.
could run.
Yeah, and and look, I love Allen. Allen is my favorite player in the league. The amount of picks he throws, he needs an MVP in a Super Bowl if we're going to actually seriously consider him for the Hall of Fame.
Another one I throw out there because he's been brought up yet. One of the elite corners of our Tre'Davious White. The dude is he's been an elite shutdown corner.
I was about to bring him up. Yeah, White will be in there.
Tre'Davious White as well. All right. So now we're up to you, Babs. Carolina Panthers.
So I get stuck with the Panthers. Like, do they? Okay, let me think.
Oh, be lucky you're not mad. He gets the Bears.
Okay, let me.
I can do the Bears easily, but my.
I mean, hold on. Let me
look at the roster.
Let me take a look at who's still on that team.
That is tough.
Because CMC was probably your best bet, but he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, is there? Geez, Pete, give me a second here. I'm stalling.
For good reason.
Yeah. I think DJ Moore. There we go.
DJ Moore?
I think DJ Moore is their best shot because he finally turned it on late in the season, and once they actually get him a quarterback, I think he's going to have he is one of the most talented wide receivers in the league. And once they get him a quarterback, or if he goes to a different team that has a quarterback, he can put up Hall of Fame numbers. And you can't tell me there is a single other player on that roster that looks like they could be in the Hall of Fame. Also, I Googled Carolina Panthers roster, and the only thing that came up was DJ Moore.
I mean, I would argue Brian Burns. Brian Burns he's emerged like a really great defensive end.
Josh Norman just re-signed with them, right?
Josh Norman's not going to be a Hall of Famer. maybe Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame getting stiff armed. Maybe I want that statue in the Hall of Fame, just the one of Josh Norman getting thrown like trash.
Oh damn! Sam Darnold is no longer a Panther.
He's a free agent.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't also even if he was still.
I was just looking at the roster. I was just looking at the roster. Like
Sam Darnold was like a Hall of Famer. So is everyone in agreement? Okay, so I'll go around the horn because we have two people all throwing on stuff. Brian Burns or DJ Moore, who's more likely to be the Hall of Famer for the Carolina Panthers?
Brian Burns.
I'll go Burns.
Yeah, I'll go Burns.
Brian Burns.
I like, and don't get me wrong, I like DJ Moore. I think he's actually like current players in the league. He is, a top tier player. But when you're talking Hall of Fame, he hasn't hit that yet. It's the same as saying Drake London and Kyle Pitts, because until they've done something to make an
the
additional leap.
Again, the question though is most likely, and so
Yeah.
it's like you're projecting. We got to project off of.
I don't think there
people
is
who
one on that team.
Them getting Frank Reich, maybe because it's offensively minded, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. But we did put DJ Moore in potential, and I think that's it. I don't think anybody else on that roster is worth mentioning. All right, Matt. Chicago Bears.
I'm just realizing what Chance has to do next.
What do I have to do?
You have to do Bengals, bro.
Oh shit!
You got to give Burrow his flowers. You got to give Burrow his flowers.
This is the easiest answer I could ever give. My boy Justin Fields from The Ohio State University is the only person who's worth a spit on that entire roster right now. Once they get him aligned, maybe you'll actually be able to see his talent to throw, but he's obviously the most Hall of Fame potential talent on that Chicago Bears roster right now. Sorry, Chris Anthony Lopez. Love you, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody disagree with?
I struggle to think of somebody else with. I think that's correct.
I mean, the only other one I can think of is Eddie Jackson, the safety. It's about it.
Maybe, yeah, but I think it is Fields, and Fields still has so much more to do before he's going to even get close.
Most likely,
he's Lamar Jackson with the ability to already throw.
Yeah, do they?
Yeah, the problem is he's on the Bears and getting murdered.
I know, and I agree with that. That's why I said it. Once they can get him a line,
they have a lot of money.
But the plus side is because they're so bad, he'll have to put up a lot of offensive numbers, which will really inflate his.
He'll be the Matt Stafford of his time.
He needs to stop throwing that fourth quarter interception to cost them the game. He's done it. He did like.
He's still young. He's still young. He's still young, and that's the thing. He's still young.
Well, nobody here said Nathan Peterman.
I mean, that's the real answer.
He's already in the Hall of Fame for throwing so many picks in a first start.
I mean, what about Chase Claypool, who is so good that he warranted a second-round pick to be traded midway through the season?
Hold on. To be fair, that falls on the Bears having no line because Fields does not have time to throw at all. I do honestly think that trade was warranted. Granted, I really think they should have given up the Baltimore pick and not their pick.
Right.
Oh, I disagree. I am delighted with the pick they gave up because
I know you're delighted, but
I was going to say
we got a late first for him.
Yeah, but
Nate,
I know you're delighted.
Tell me one other team in the league that would have given up a second-round pick for Chase Claypool.
Packers.
The Packers, the Browns.
The Packers might have.
The Packers were on record of willing to give up a second. So,
all right. Damn it. Fine. I'll do the Bengals. Who else? Let's see. Is there anybody other than Joe Burrow?
Sorry, it's most likely. Come on.
Fine.
Jamar Chase.
There is an argument you can make for Jamar Chase.
There is, but come on, Burrow is the second best quarterback.
Most likely it is Joe Burrow. We'll put Jamar Chase in here.
Yeah, and by the way, the argument for Joe Burrow is the same argument. The argument for Joe Burrow over Jamar Chase is the same argument for Josh Allen over Stephon Diggs. Quarterbacks are more likely to get in there.
I will give you one big difference. Joe Burrow has gotten them to a Super Bowl. Allen hasn't done it yet, and also, Allen's window is closing.
Two big differences. Diggs has already proven it without Allen. He did it in
I mean, this would have been Geno Atkins had he still been on the team. Another one I'll throw out there is potential because it is harder for D-backs to get in, but Jesse Bates, again, one of the better defenders of his era. So I'll throw him in there. Yeah, for the Bengals, I think that's about it.
Maybe T Higgins. I mean,
I don't know. We'll see what he does after he leaves Cincinnati. I do think he's gonna get traded because
he's gonna get traded.
Rumors are Jacksonville's very interested. Rumors are Jacksonville's very interested.
That'd be dangerous, actually. But Matt, we're throwing back to you. We're throwing back to you for your team, the Cleveland Browns.
You know what? This is such a tough one because we're one of the most talented in terms of individual players who have talent. Because offensive line, you can argue that Joel Bitonio, and Chance, you've watched AFC North games. You can argue Joel Bitonio's a Hall of Famer. You can say Nick Chubb potentially. Unfortunately, based off of how he's played in his career in the past, and depending on what he does in the future, Deshaun Watson, sadly.
He was on. Look, Brett
He
Favre
was on
We
pace.
all know the
Yeah.
morality clause for this thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, I know, but they will not put Deshaun Watson in outside of having if he is a fringe. Outside of being a legitimate like Burrow, Mahomes, like if it's like very obvious
if he goes back to what he is what I'm saying. So if he
if
goes back to what he was,
he would need to win a Super Bowl for the Browns in order to make it to the Hall of Fame.
No, he would just need to win one.
I think two. I think he has to win two.
If it's any team but the Browns, because of the Browns, because it's the Browns, it's just one.
It's like hell is frozen over for the Browns.
Let me finish. I was let him finish because Chance knows this. Denzel Ward, even though, like you said, D-back's hard to get in, he's had a pretty good fucking career. But ultimately, it does come down between Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb, and it's such a toss-up.
It's Myles for me.
It's just stats. Okay, Nick Chubb is the only player outside of Jim Brown to average more than 5.4 yards per game for his career, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. So there's that. That is that is the greatest running back of all time. Only reason, it's factoring in those per game numbers for his career. So it's a hard toss up. I'm gonna go with Myles Garrett, but at the end of the day, I think Chance can agree with me. That's really a 50-50 split. Like this is one of the few ones.
I think they'll both get in. I just think Myles Garrett is the more of a lock.
I just think Myles Garrett's the lock. I think right now Myles Garrett is getting into the Hall of Fame.
Yes. Besides nearly killing Chance's racist ass backup.
You know what? Kill him all you want. I don't care.
I know people who have told me they have heard the non-existent audio.
Yeah, I know. Like, look, you can kill Mason Rudolph. You can kill Mitch Trubisky. Just don't touch Kenny Pickett.
No, we don't kill Mitchie here. Ohio loves Mitchie. He's from Cleveland.
Can I say briefly that the Kool-Aid is very strong in Cleveland? If Matt thinks that the Browns roster has so many potential Hall of Famers, I would actually.
Here's the thing: I have Chance to co-sign this. That's the difference. Outside of anyone on this panel, Chance is the only one.
Thing is, like, I will back him up. Like he is right. Like there are a lot of players on the Browns who are excellent. Like I said, Nick Chubb, Denzel Ward.
It's just we've had mid as fuck.
Deshaun Watson can refine his old form, which I am praying to God he doesn't. He is in this conversation, as much as we hate it.
No, I just think. Sorry. Well, I was just gonna say, look, let's call a spade a spade. People are racist, so that hurts his chances. And he has sexual assault allegations that hurts his chances. So he needs to win a Super Bowl with the Cleveland Browns. I say at least one. Jacob says at least two.
Are we writing down Deshaun Watson as potential?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, it's putting down.
Here is where I will. Okay, here's the thing.
I don't know.
Big Ben is going to get into the Hall of Fame. Okay, Big Ben is going to get into the Hall of Fame because he won two Super Bowls.
That's right.
For the Steelers. All right. Yeah. If Deshaun Watson has a Big Ben type career, he will get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
If he has an Eli Manning one, there is no way he's getting into the Hall of Fame.
I'm not saying Eli. I'm saying he gets the one Super Bowl and plays at the level he played before he was with the Cleveland.
Okay, but I'm more saying if there is a if Deshaun Watson is a 50-50 or a
Joel.
I'm about to ask. Like, is anybody else? I forgot Joe Batonia.
Amari Cooper.
But that's where I'm more getting at.
I forgot about Amari Cooper.
50. Oh my God, Chance, just type it and then double tap the C thing and take it, and so that it automatically does it. Jesus Christ.
Relax, man. Relax. All right.
Yeah, good. Amari Cooper's got a potential Hall of Fame career.
I forgot about Amari Cooper.
And even though I just shat on the Browns, I do love me some Donovan Peoples-Jones. He's the Peoples-Jones. He's
a wide receiver too this year, but I won't say his Hall of Fame potential yet.
Yeah, I'm just saying he is blossoming, and he's clearly Deshaun Watson's favorite receiver. So things could happen.
Who thought we were going to end up with so many fucking Browns on this potential?
Yeah, the Browns currently have the most Hall of Famers on their roster.
Oh, trust, we'll get to other teams and they'll.
I know.
All right.
All right, Mike.
I might have a controversial one for this, but I'm curious what. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but this is Mike's go. So, Mike, who do you think is most?
Yeah, Mike.
Dallas Cowboys.
So the most there's a couple here that are potentials. I'm trying to think of which one I would consider like the outright most. That's the tricky part here. Micah Parsons is definitely going to be in the conversation. I think we could be looking CeeDee Lamb being in this conversation.
Yeah.
Definitely Zach Martin has to be in this conversation. So I don't know which one of them I put outright number one. I guess I'm kind of at this point. I would actually say Zach Martin is where I would lean.
I would agree with that one.
With what he's done for the team, but I think Micah Parsons is on. He's well on. If he continues this track, he's well on pace.
Yeah, I'd be going Micah Parsons.
I'd also say Michael Parsons.
Zach Martin's been an All-Pro 8 times. Like he's easily right now.
But the difference is Micah Parsons is in his second year and is a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year with the second best odds to win, if I remember correctly.
I believe that was 3 votes for Micah Parsons, so you've been overruled.
So, I'm totally fine with that being the answer here because I think all three of the guys I mentioned probably do get.
Micah is A before the H chance.
Oh, that's right. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I'll fix it.
Micah.
Micah.
Shut up, Jacob. Okay. There. So put Zach Martin over here.
Zach Martin. CeeDee Lamb, as you said.
Not Dak.
I mean,
it's not Dak. Dak's not on this list. Dak is not on this list.
Lawrence on defensive line.
Tony Pollard.
Sorry.
Marcus Lawrence. Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence.
He's in the conversation, yeah.
Tony Pollard, once he gets on a team that will make him their starter.
Yeah, I think Tony Pollard's too early to tell.
Yeah, Pollard's way too
early. Someone I will throw out there is Tyron Smith.
Okay. Yep, Tyron Smith.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you Tyron Smith.
And now we have an even or just about even with
God. Could you imagine if they had a half decent quarterback? The Cowboys.
You mean a quarterback who doesn't
actually? In terms of running back, though, I think the more likely one is
Zeke.
Yeah,
no,
I don't think
I would say that if he didn't fall off a cliff. I'm an Ohio State fan. I should be a homer for me, but he fell off a cliff.
Falling off a cliff has really hurt Zeke.
Yeah,
the same as my next one. It's not Wilson.
Really?
It's not Wilson. It's I think it's Satan.
PS2? Really? Most likely. No, come on.
Most likely not.
Look, Wilson. This year has really hurt Wilson's Hall of Fame credentials.
You are right because you had the argument of Pete Carroll did it all. So Pete Carroll made the difference.
Here's the thing: it hurt him more because Geno did so well.
Right.
If that hadn't happened, maybe I would argue I would have a different argument. But Wilson this has been really hurt by this season has really hurt Wilson's Hall of Fame potential. If he like I said, he has to if he has a bounce back year this year.
You still think PS2 is more likely than him?
Yeah, at the moment I do. Yeah.
Okay, does anybody disagree with that?
I disagree. First off, no, I do agree that this year's hurt him, but he was basically a lock for the Hall of Fame before this year, based on his career in Seattle. He won one Super Bowl, went to another, and so that's a Hall of Fame resume. But the real reason why I think that he's still more likely than Surtain, despite the huge drop that comes from having basically everyone that ever was in Seattle with him saying he was a shitty person, and having everything that in having just such horrible play this year. We got Sean Payton coming on. And I think I think we can see him have a rebound season next year, and he will be back on pace to be in the Hall of Fame. And this year will just be the outlier blip.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to have the rebound. You
want to know why I think he's going to have the rebound? Did either of you see did any of you see Sean Payton's interviews when it came to Russ's personal coach as being on
yes.
staff?
Yeah, I saw that.
That will not happen.
He was like, that's not going to happen. They're essentially firing the guys without firing.
Which is going to go one of two ways. It's going to cause animosity, and Russ is going to get even madder and be like, "I want out," or
but Russ can't because Russ has no value right now.
Yeah. Russ is best to
I would say Russell Wilson, but Mike, you would say too. So would you say? I mean, well, yeah, I'm saying because we're already locked in.
Russell Wilson's a household name.
Yeah.
Which like him or not, whatever happened this year, if you ask your average Joe to name 10, who doesn't follow football the way we do, Russell Wilson's a name that's going to come up. Like from the marketability he's had in the league, I just don't see how he's not their most likely player.
That's fair. My other reason is someone brought up how he's not liked. And
in the league,
your peers are the ones voting for you. So like
they aren't though, it's journalists. The peers votes count less.
Yeah, and journalists hate him more because of how standoffish he is.
Okay, a lot of journalists go based off of talent though, because
but also racism.
Yeah, racism is the thing. To be fair, though, a lot of the journalists who cover the NFL and vote are black, so it's not as big of a thing.
We have PS2 in likely. Is any other likely Broncos in the Hall of Fame?
Well, before he got traded, I would have said Bradley Chubb, but he got traded. So
Brandon McManus? No.
No.
I mean,
maybe Hall of Fame. Okay, so no.
I ended up in the.
This one is fitting for you, Bab. So you got the Detroit Lions.
My old team, and it's funny. So this one, it's they have, it's really hard to narrow down to just one. There's three. I think there's three strong potentials. So I'll name my runners up first. Jared Goff.
You think so?
No. He's not my pick. He's my
runner up.
I wouldn't.
He was a number one overall pick who took the Rams to the Super Bowl, and now he's had a resurgent. Listen to me. Let me speak. He's had a resurgent season with the Lions, and if he takes this team to the Super Bowl, then 100% he will be in Hall of Fame consideration. But he's not the most likely. The number two person that I'm going to put in the honorable mentions is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
So
he's had two seasons, and his accuracy has been incredible. He's one of these players that's playing with a chip on his shoulder, and he's part of the reason why Jared Goff has been so resurgent. But the number one most likely was their number two overall pick in the draft last year, Aiden Hutchinson, who came out and has proved that he is as good as advertised. He intercepted Aaron Rodgers 3 times this year. Was it 3 of the year?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't him. It was another Lions player, but he did intercept Aaron Rodgers a few times.
He intercepted him at least once. His first career interception was against Aaron Rodgers.
It was.
No, he is a big reason for the resurgence of that Detroit offense. And I think that he's going to, by the way, defensive tackles, and I think we'll see a couple other spots down here, are big names when it comes to looking at defenses, and he's going to have that in his going for him as his career.
You mean defensive ends?
Well, defensive linemen. Sorry, defensive linemen in general. Sorry. Thank you, man. Yeah.
Just real quick, LeBron needs 33 more points.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I'm watching this. I've got it on. I'm like,
I'm turning it on as soon as this is over. But 33. Tell me when it's 15-10.
Yeah, no, I get it. But he needs 33. The game just started.
Yeah.
We're still in the first quarter, so it's possible. I mean,
is there any other
piggyback, Craig? Yeah, piggyback. I said when we did our first episode on here that I thought that Jacksonville somehow made a gigantic fumble last year in the draft by not taking Hutchinson number 1. I 100% agree. The kid he was pro ready coming in, and he's getting better every game. And St. Brown is the absolute, that is the kind of guy you want to build your team around. Amon-Ra St. Brown is, the guy who has the chip on his shoulder. He was a later round pick. He's checking off all the guys who, played against him. He's going out there playing with so much heart. Both of them, I think, are just, the future is so bright for both of those two. So I'm on page with both of them.
Anybody else that someone wants to throw out?
we're not going to put golf as a potential.
No,
I'll write
No.
Jared.
no.
You're telling me. Wait, so
there are 3 to 4 people arguing against that. Don't even
hold on. You
Craig,
guys
he is the
don't think,
weakest link. Goodbye.
you guys don't think that the Lions are going to win that division next year?
You know what? Fuck it. No, we put Watson on, put Goff on.
Watson's a wait. Watson's a little bit of a different situation because he's had
Jared Goff never sexually assaulted
Goff's made a
anyone.
Super Bowl. If he's right, Goff has made a Super Bowl. If Goff makes wins a Super Bowl for the fucking Lions, that's just as big as winning for the Browns.
To be fair, the
you,
difference is that
The
Goff
Browns are
wasn't
worse
the
than the Lions,
reason
yes.
that the Rams went to that Super Bowl or went that far. The rest of that team who ended up winning just 2
How many
years
Hall of
later.
Famers did we just put on the Browns?
I get it, but I'm not going to say.
We'll give him Jared. We'll give him Jared Goff. All right. Green Bay Packers.
I'm
I'm
the hater, but there's only one answer here. Like, even after last year, he's there's only one answer here.
Wait, can we going back to can we real quick for I do think there's one other potential for the Lions, which is Jamal Williams.
Really, you think so?
I mean, he wasn't supposed to be the number 1 running back last year, and he took that position over. He had. I think
isn't he about to be a free agent?
Well, way too early. Way too early.
It's 1 year of production. That's 1 year of production.
One standout season, but back to the Packers real quick.
Okay.
I mean, that's the most obvious, I think, out of anybody. That's the easiest choice for any team we're going to have today, I think.
Well, there's another one.
Any other potentials for the Packers?
Oh, Randall Cobb has to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
Jair.
I'll put
Jair Alexander. Yeah.
Jair Alexander.
I mean Cobb just from longevity.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't feel like it's.
I don't think he gets in, but he's somebody who's going to be on the ballot.
Oh, David Bakhtiari.
Yeah, I was like,
okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, Bakhtiari is absolutely in there.
I think he gets in. Actually, yeah, he'll get in.
Like if Rodgers wasn't there, Bakhtiari's your lock. Like I think Bakhtiari's in there.
I've no idea how you spell Bakhtiari, but I'm just going to say that it is.
I think you actually might have got that.
All right, cool. Oh, wow. I nailed that spelling. Oh,
you can't spell Zach, but you can spell Bakhtiari.
Wait, is he even still on the team?
Bakhtiari? Yeah, he's on the team.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Bakhtiari.
He was hurt a lot of the year.
No, I know. But there he is. Sorry. Yeah, I just thought maybe he might have been a free agent or something, but no, he's
okay.
Great. I get the Houston Texans. Awesome.
Good luck.
This is an easy one, Chance.
The answer is Bryce Young.
The answer is Brandon Cook.
You just want to scroll down a little.
There's your answer. That's the easiest answer you got.
Just scroll down a little so that we can see the future teams. Like I know it's in alphabetical order, but yeah.
So I actually don't think it's Brandon Cooks. I actually think it's a guy that they destroyed the team to get, putting in Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah,
who's been like one of the elite blockers. Like Cooks' biggest problem is he lacks accolades. The fact which is weird. He has no All Pros, no Pro Bowls, which is crazy because he's literally put up 1,000 yards with like 4 different teams. But I feel like the press voters are going to look at that. Like they look at accolades a lot.
And also the fact that the fact that he can't stick with a single team. Also,
Yeah. But I'll put in Brandon Cooks as a potential.
Yeah.
Whoever thought the guy with a gas mask would end up being
that was the most
guy who literally takes his own draft prospects.
Supposed to be the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
The other thing, maybe Dameon Pierce. I mean, he had a strong rookie season.
I think we need to see more of Pierce.
I'm just saying we're grasping at straws here for the Texans.
Yeah. I know.
Well, right. I think that's where. Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah. Mike, you got the Colts.
Oof. Actually, this one's easy.
It's their what is it? Why am I? His name escaped me. It's the offensive lineman.
What Nelson?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it's not the offensive lineman.
You don't think so?
Look, it's not Taylor. Taylor hasn't earned it yet.
The linebacker. Their linebacker. Why can't I forget?
Shaq Leonard.
Yep. Thank you. Formerly Darius Leonard. Shaq Leonard.
Actually, Shaq Leonard's a great pick.
Shaq Leonard's fair. I'm not going to argue against that. I think that's the two guys on the team at the moment that
it's not like the people are going to bring up Jonathan Taylor. It's not Jonathan Taylor. He had one breakout season.
I think Jonathan Taylor is the most overrated running back in the NFL.
I mean, he's technically currently on the roster. Matt Ryan's going to be in the.
Matt Ryan is on the roster.
Yeah, Matt Ryan is still technically on the roster. So
is he technically on the roster?
Look, I'm not saying Matt Ryan's a guarantee Hall of Famer yet.
He's not a first ballot.
But do we think he's more likely than Shaq Leonard or who was the lineman you said?
Quentin Nelson.
Quentin Nelson's a beast.
That's hard, actually. Okay, so we'll go around and see where we land. So like Mike, what's your pick?
I'm gonna stick with Nelson.
Nelson, Jacob.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Nelson, even though I hate these are all fucking nothing choices.
Yeah, we got two for Nelson.
I think Matt Ryan, just white guy quarterback who's been in the league for forever. hashtag racism.
Hashtag racism.
It's the award he gets for being a mediocre white guy.
Okay, Matt and I are both taking Shaq Leonard.
Yeah, because Shaq Leonard is the person who was able to break out of the linebacker mold and make them a payable position.
So
if we're doing great choice voting, then I switch my vote to Shaq Leonard.
Shaq Leonard. All right, we'll go Shaq Leonard.
I think it's just
this is a
team.
We'll write down Quentin Nelson.
Put Matt Ryan there as a potential.
I'll put Matt Ryan here.
I think Jonathan Taylor can be in here as well as perspective.
The other person I'm willing to throw out for this one is DeForest Buckner.
Yep, I can see that.
Yeah,
I think
I'm fine putting him on the the potentials. Yeah.
You don't think Jonathan Taylor could be a potential?
Nope.
I don't know how long he's going to play.
Exactly.
Like he had so much wear and tear coming out of college to begin with, and it already is showing this year.
All right. Jacob, you got Jacksonville. The Jaguars.
Like, it's Trevor Lawrence, but like, okay, you're not gonna like this, but the other one that I want to give is the coach,
Doug Peterson.
He's a Super Bowl winning coach. I can't really argue.
Super Bowl winning coach, and if he takes this team to win a Super Bowl, he'll be the only one ever to do it twice.
Oh, we're not doing coach. That makes us too easy. So we're not doing coaches.
No, okay. Well, all right. If we're not doing coaches, then it's
Trevor Lawrence, T-Law.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence.
Anybody have any argument for T-Law?
No,
I think that's probably.
You could argue their rookie first round pick from this year, but you got to just see more of them. That's it.
The one out there for potential is Josh Allen. I think.
I was thinking him. He was my other one that I was debating, but I'm like,
I think Etienne could also be
you.
No, I don't. Oh, damn. First, I think Etienne could be a potential.
I don't know. I don't know quite yet. Like,
we need running backs, especially. We need to see more than just
the only reason I even nominated Nick Chubb was because of what he's done every year.
He's had several great years.
What about Calvin? Yeah. What about Calvin?
Calvin Ridley?
Yeah,
that's Pete Rose, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, you think the guy who got banned for a year for gambling on the sport's gonna get in? But
he got less time for not gambling on his own game than Deshaun Watson got for 24 allegations. Yeah, or excuse me, he got more time for that than Deshaun Watson got. So what does that tell you?
All right, KC Chiefs.
Can we do
the easiest one of the night?
Can we do a 50-50 one here? Like that's all I gotta say.
No, because most likely it's got to be Mahomes.
Dude's in the Hall of Fame already after 5 seasons.
Kelsey's in the Hall of Fame already. That's why I say that. Like,
they're both. I mean, they're both locks for the Hall of Fame. But it's like, if they're both locks, you got to go with the quarterbacks more of a lock, right?
But I put in Travis Kelce here.
Travis Kelce's 100% a lock there as well.
The other person I'll throw out there, Chris Jones.
Yep, Chris Jones.
Yeah, Chris Jones.
Frank Clark for his career work.
Hold on, gotta rearrange this. There we go.
They're good.
All right, and you think Frank Clark
For his career, just for overall career, he's got a shot.
I'll write him down. Frank Clark. Yeah, I think
that's it
pretty much
right
it for the Chiefs.
now.
And Andy Reid for his mustache Sharpie work.
Like Juju's not in there.
No.
MVS
No.
isn't there.
No.
Like
Orlando Brown.
Like maybe Orlando Brown Jr.
Sorry,
I don't know
Maybe
because he did struggle last year. He just finally put it together with the Chiefs this year.
That's true. Okay, well, yeah, we'll see. All right, going to actually, yeah, this one is I think it's Matt.
Yep.
Yeah, Matt. This one I think is fairly obvious too.
Devontae Adams. Move on.
Well, hold on. He's the most obvious, I think, but I do have a couple other.
I mean, I just meant like
there.
move on from the most to move on to the secondary. But
yeah, I think we probably all agree on that.
I mean,
Crosby's
some people
possible.
Crosby is possible.
Max
some
Crosby, Josh Jacobs.
Chandler Jones.
I do not know about Josh Jacobs. I do
You
not.
know, did you not watch football this year?
I watched football this year, but it's 1 year. Exactly. It's 1 year that he's done it. 1 year.
There's a reason the Raiders didn't sign his 5th-year option. There's a reason why they're screwed now because they're going to lose him.
No, here's what there's a reason the Raiders didn't sign his 5th-year option is because they're an incompetent organization.
No, it's because he played like a mid-ass running back.
Yeah,
for
I'm not. Josh
they
Jacobs had one good year. I'm not.
They signed the year before a backup in the hopes of making it split time, and the year before that a backup in the hopes of making a split time because he was very inconsistent. So yeah.
So okay, we got Chandler Jones. I think he's pretty solid.
Max Crosby.
Max Crosby. But Josh Jacobs is not in the Hall of Fame yet.
There's two X's in Crosby. Yeah.
Some people could argue
team is going to massively overpay for Josh Jacobs in the offseason.
And their name is the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah,
you guys have a good good running back now. They finally made the switch.
Yeah.
So we got Chandler Jones, Max Crosby, anybody else?
You could argue Derek Carr. You could just,
for argument's sake, Darren Waller.
Yeah, Darren Waller, I think, is more likely than Carr.
I don't agree with that.
But for an argument,
I do not agree with. I would say Derek.
Carr. Not Waller. Okay, well, we'll put Waller. What about Derek Carr?
I think you have to argue Derek Carr.
No,
I don't think it's for sure, but you can argue it.
Right,
no, Derek Carr.
No on Carr.
Yeah, Derek Carr has been snake bitten.
Here is my barometer for Hall of Fame with quarterbacks. Is Eli Manning? Is Eli Manning a Hall of Fame quarterback?
Ugh, I guess
he's gonna get it because of the 2 Super Bowls.
Get it, yes.
No. Is Derek Carr better or worse than Eli Manning?
He's better than Eli Manning.
I think so, but
if he gets one Super Bowl,
that's the weirdest match I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
sorry,
but
that's the weirdest match I've ever heard in my life. The Eli Manning line. So
the problem is I feel like there's so many people that'll be better than Eli Manning that don't get into the Hall of Fame though. But I don't like I'm going to argue against Derek Carr just because he hasn't done enough with his time thus far, and it will if he lands in a spot where he's able to do a Matt Stafford and just
Tampa Bay,
maybe the Colts.
Maybe the Tampa Bay Titans, Colts, and Jets are the best opportunity.
I don't think the Titans right now. All right, for Derek Carr, and this is I'm not being mean to Derek Carr, but this is the argument. Who is Garoppolo a Hall of Fame quarterback?
No,
but Garoppolo hasn't started 9 seasons though.
Well, he's done more. He's done more in his seasons than Carr has.
No, he hasn't. He
went to a Super Bowl.
He's made 3 conference championships and went to a Super Bowl. He has done more than Derek Carr. He's
made more than 3 conference championships technically.
He was no.
Actually, funny enough, he is the only active quarterback with more than 1 Super Bowl right now.
Yes, he is.
All right, so moving on to the Los Angeles Chargers, LA's redheaded stepchild, and
there's a few here. There is a few in this,
but I think the most likely is pretty obvious. It's Khalil Mack.
Yep, Mack.
He is the most obvious one who's next.
Who rumors are he's getting cut, and the Browns are going to pounce. Chance would hate that.
I would hate that actually. Yes.
There's no way the Chargers cut Mac. No way.
For cap casualties.
But as far as other potentials, I think you got to put Joey Bosa in this conversation.
Austin Eckler.
Look, Herbert is in this
I can't put Eckler there. I can't put Allen.
What do you mean What do you mean you can't put Eckler there?
Eckler, you can't. I don't think Eckler's yet.
Eckler has been fantastic for like 3 years in a row now.
But you have to be otherworldly as a running back.
It's a running back.
Like, he has been. He's
going to
be the number one overall pick in fantasy next year. That's how great he was this year.
Do you know who the last one was?
Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, but you know what? This was a year that. McCaffrey was it?
McCaffrey. Was it McCaffrey?
Yep.
Yeah, it was. The year before that was McCaffrey.
But my point is, he's done it for 3 years in a row now. And
he's consistent.
But he hasn't been otherworldly. That's the thing.
What do you mean he hasn't been otherworldly?
He hasn't been otherworldly. The running backs, they don't look at
real quick. Are we putting Justin Herbert in here?
Yes.
Conversation, yes.
You're going to put a mediocre white guy quarterback and not Austin Eckler.
Okay,
yes,
I got it.
Because he's not mediocre.
Justin
Herbert. This year he was.
In 3 seasons, Justin Herbert has the all-time record of most touchdowns in his first 3 seasons. He's getting into the Hall of Fame.
The rookie touchdown record also.
Yeah.
I think he's literally been in top 5 passing yards every single year he's been in the league.
Even with broken ribs,
top 5 passing yards this year?
Yes. Even with broken ribs, he was.
He is, for better or worse, Philip Rivers 2.0. Now, whether or not he goes down the same path as Philip Rivers, we'll see.
Again, wait, hold on. Just because Matt's saying he doesn't think Austin Eckler should be in
consideration, I don't think he is yet. I don't think
so.
He
We got
is.
2 against Eckler. Mike, what you say? Austin Eckler.
For a conversation, absolutely. But for do I think he's going to get in? No. But if you want to say is he going to potentially be in a conversation? Sure, I'll put him in that category.
I can't because with running backs, they look almost strictly at what was the production. A lot of in running, a lot of Austin Eckler's numbers are more receiving.
What do you mean they only look at their running?
I said they primarily look at running.
They don't look at their overall yards. I mean,
they do. But I'm not. I don't. As a running back,
Greg. All right, this is another super easy one. Of course, it's Aaron Donald. I mean, it's actually not super easy because Cooper Kupp's on the team, but Aaron Donald is. I think
I would argue Matt Stafford before.
Matt Stafford.
I would argue Aaron Donald over Matt Stafford.
No, I said before. I said over Cooper Kupp. I didn't say over
Donald. Sorry, I thought you were saying yeah.
Okay, so
I mean, the four real arguments here. We got Donald, Stafford, Kupp, and Ramsey. I think Donald's the clear-cut number one, and the other 3 are in there. I think Bobby Wagner's probably also possible.
I'd put Wagner in over Ramsey.
Wagner's a lot too.
I think Wagner. I'd put Wagner probably second, honestly.
Honestly,
list.
I would.
I think that's the list right there. I think this one's pretty easy, cut and dry.
Does Ramsey, Donald, and Wagner?
No. Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford too. You don't think Cooper Kupp?
I can't see.
Matt's not getting into the Hall of Fame.
Matt's getting into the Hall of Fame. He cemented that Super Bowl win.
I think he's got the volume.
His career volume.
All right. We got 2-4-2-1 against Stafford. Mike, what do you say about Matt Stafford?
I think Stafford gets in.
All right, so we got Matthew Stafford.
And Cooper Kupp's the best wide receiver in the league. Are you telling me you're not going to put him in?
I can't put Cooper Kupp in because he's had 2 great years and then injury-plagued years.
But again, this is just the conversation. It's not the surefire.
It is the conversation. So we'll
I can't.
the conversation.
But that's the thing. If it's only 2 years of real production,
you're telling me you don't think the best wide receiver in the league has any chance of getting in the Hall of Fame?
He's not the best wide receiver in the league.
How's Aiden Hutchinson?
He's top 5.
True.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson because he's on a weak team. That's
on a weak team. That's the only reason he's on.
All right, Mike, we're up to you. Miami Dolphins.
Oh, you fucking give me the Dolphins.
Dolphins have a very surefire one.
Well, but no, that's not what he's saying.
Yeah, you're a Jets fan. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, Tyreek's definitely got to be. he's way up there.
Yep.
All right, so Tyreek Hill. Any disagreements on Tyreek Hill?
No, it's Tyreek.
All right. Any other potentials for the Dolphins?
Jalen Waddle's potential.
Waddle. Tua's not.
I mean, if Tua can defy the odds and be healthy for the rest of his career, he's got great potential. But the chances of him being healthy,
I don't think he plays 2 more years.
I don't think Tua showed he could.
Well,
I think Tua got exposed in the second half. So
real quick, hello Nancy. We are discussing every team's potential, most likely potential Hall of Famer. I'm gonna scroll back up for you real quick. This was the Raiders. Devontae Adams, as well as Chandler Jones, Max Crosby as potentials, and now we're on the Dolphins. Now you're all caught up. So we got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, any other potentials anyone wants to throw out? But not Tua. I'm not ready to give Tua that yet. I think he's good.
I agree with.
I'm not giving
what
Tua.
Matt said. Tua. I don't think Tua lasts 2 more seasons.
Bradley Chubb.
Bradley Chubb's that's a good choice. What's his name? Armstead?
Teron Armstead.
Yeah.
If Tua plays another 15 years, he'll be in. But the chance of Tua playing another 15 years.
Who's their corner? Who's their corner?
Oh, Xavier Howard. That's a good pick, actually.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
All right.
I think that's a fair list right there.
Yeah, that's a fair bid. All right. Now we're at you, Jacob, for the Minnesota Vikings.
It's Jefferson.
It's Jefferson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone disagree with that?
Jefferson.
No one needs to argue that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kirk for career
only
longevity.
Only 2 seasons, but what a fucking 2-season run it's been. Potentials I'll throw out there. One, I'll throw out someone who's been like one of the elite edge rushers of this era, Danielle Hunter.
Yeah.
Dude's got like double-digit sacks, and I think almost every season he's played. Another one I'll throw out is Harrison Smith.
I agree on both of them.
Yeah. What about one of the best running backs in the league, Alexander Madison?
100%. That's a good question. What Dalvin Cook?
That's the one that's
thinking it. Like Cook has probably got it. Cook has got an argument. I'm happy to put Cook on the list.
How injury prone he is. Like he doesn't. I can't really say I've seen enough. Like when he's played, he's looked fantastic, but then he always gets injured, and then he's out for long periods of time.
We'll put him in the conversation.
I'll put him on.
I can't put him in the conversation.
I'll put him on the list for the conversation, but I also agree that his injury possibility.
AJ with a good one. AJ.
Yeah, no, I think Hawkinson's. I think Hawkinson's.
Put Hawk in there.
Potential.
We'll put Hawk on the list.
He's in the conversation. Yeah.
But I mean, it's again, this is like, but again, so we're putting him in the conversation based on basically potential because he is not like this is his first actual.
That's what I mean. Like he
season, and you guys are talking.
There's a reason the Lions got rid of him.
Yeah,
right.
Well, they got rid of him because they got overpaid, but he's still.
They did not get overpaid for him. Are you kidding me? They didn't even get a draft pick for him. They traded up in the draft by getting rid of him. It was silly. They got rid of him though because they weren't going to keep.
They weren't going to get anything for him.
They weren't going to pay him.
Yeah, they weren't going to pay him, which is also silly. But anyway.
All right. Reading this, I realized I left off the Titans. So I will add that. I will add them.
You didn't remember the Titans?
I did not remember the Titans. I will add them in a second.
The name of the show is Left Side Strong Side, and you didn't remember the Titans.
I did not remember the Titans. That's embarrassing. All right, but
you did it on purpose. You did it on purpose for a bit. Just go with it.
While I fix this, Jacob, who is most likely for the New England Patriots? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's
Craig.
Babs.
Oh, it's on me for the Patriots?
Yeah.
First off, let me take this time to say hello to the other people in the chat. Hello, Nancy. Hello, AJ Lancaster. Hello, William Herold, who's been in here for forever. So while I try to stall and figure out, oh my God, let me.
It's Bill Belichick. That's about it.
I mean, yeah. Let me see what I can find here. Who is their? You guys help me out with their defense. Who's their defensive best player?
Currently,
Matt Judon, probably.
Judon, yeah.
I don't know anything about the Patriots. Fuck.
I mean, it's like it's not gonna be Mac Jones. It's not gonna be Bailey Zappi. It's not gonna be Maybe you know who I would probably say is Ramondre Stevenson, because this is the first time in a long time that the New England Patriots have had a running back that Bill Belichick believed in enough to actually let him be the main running back. But yeah,
I think Judon's the only one you can really put in. To be honest,
they're a depleted roster. They
they are.
They overachieved.
Yeah, I'm cool saying Judon.
And then,
like I said, Bill Belichick is the answer to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying coaches.
I do think Stevenson belongs in the other possibilities.
I don't know if I can say that yet.
Nick Folk also belongs to that.
Nick Folk I'll give you. Nick Folk I'll give you.
All right, so we're saying what is it? We said Ramondre Stevenson, yeah.
Yeah, Ramondre Stevenson.
He's young.
I disagree, but whatever.
We'll see.
I mean, as far as like potential, I think he's the only other one with a legitimate argument. Maybe he falls off a cliff. Who knows? But
yeah, he could fall off a cliff. But again, he actually had an entire solid season, and Belichick never went away from him, which is just it used to be you could never rely on a Patriots running back in fantasy, and this year finally they had one.
Yeah. All right. Fair. New Orleans Saints. This is it to you, Matt.
Cam Jordan is your surefire Hall of Famer. Other potential Hall of Famers include Marshawn Lattimore, Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, all from the Ohio State University. And
I'd take Thomas off that list.
Yeah, it's Cam Jordan.
It's Cam Jordan, but Thomas is on that list just based off of what he did before injury.
I mean, he had like 2 good seasons and then got injured, and then
it would be kind of wild if the guy who literally holds the record for most receptions in a single season did not make
exactly.
That's a fair point.
Broke Jarvis Landry's record for fastest to 500.
So he will never play again. Like these are his stats for his career. He will not be healthy for a season again.
You said he'll never play again. I said
okay,
that's
well, yeah, sure.
He's not going to be fully healthy.
He'll come back and play like 1 or 2 games a season for the rest of his career.
No, he's going to be about
someone else to throw out here is Alvin Kamara.
Chris Olave.
So Kamara's. Look, I haven't seen the video, but the video of Kamara last year at the Pro Bowl beating the crap out of a guy, it's going to get him suspended.
I'm not putting Olave in yet. No, Olave's not in yet.
I can't. That's right.
I had to try. I had to try to
the audience for Olave, so nobody else saying Olave.
I had to try to get 3 Buckeyes in on one roster.
I would put Olave in instead of Thomas. I think Olave has a better shot than Thomas because Olave is actually going to accrue stats.
Okay, so aside from them, is there anybody else? So Michael Thomas,
you could make an argument for Demario Davis being how dominant he's been at the linebacker.
What about Tyrann Mathieu?
Tyrann Mathieu. Yeah, I can see the argument there.
He's in the conversation.
What about #mediocre white guy Andy Dalton?
No,
absolutely not.
Dalton is not a Hall of Famer. And he's not even technically on the team anymore. So,
New York Giants. I think. Oh crap! This back to me, isn't it? Shit. Actually, this works out because Mike can get the next pick anyway.
Yeah.
New York Giants. Oh god, this roster fucking sucks.
Yeah, I mean, this
is a one-man band.
Yeah, this is.
I guess I'll say Saquon because I can't think of anybody else.
And I can't even put. And I honestly cannot even put Saquon in there yet.
No,
I don't think they have a Hall of Famer on the roster.
Yeah, I think I don't think he's done enough quite yet because again, injury prone has been a problem with him. But as far as like most likely,
he hasn't. I don't think he's been injury prone. He had the one loss.
No, he had 2 years, 2 losses.
No. You listen, hear me out. He tore the ACL, and then the injuries from the issues he had last year were all related to the ACL. Now that he is healthy again, he is back to being like one of the best running backs in the league. And so as long as he doesn't tear another ACL,
other potential I'll throw out there. I'll put in Sexy Dexter Lawrence. Dude emerged the past couple of years. Someone else I'll throw out for there. Someone who's become like one of the better tackles in the league. Andrew Thomas, I think he's fantastic.
That's a good choice.
LeBron's 22 away.
Shit. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
He might do it this game. He might actually do it this game.
All right.
36 is highly possible. Still
like, he just doesn't want to do it the same day the Super Bowl. Like that's all he wants. He does not want to break the record the same weekend as the fucking Super Bowl.
Kareem's at the game too, so.
All right.
Kareem's winning all the. Kareem's
I wanted to
like
finish 1 point short, and Kareem's right there, like, ha ha, bitch.
People are like, man, Kareem's just sitting there praying for a career-ending injury right now.
Mike, this would have been your pick anyway, but what you got?
I think realistically, if you're going to say the most realistic player on the current roster, it's hard not to pick Sauce Gardner because he's
Garrett Wilson, sir.
I'd love to say Garrett Wilson, but right now Sauce Gardner was for a rookie cornerback. Holy crap!
I agree with you. I'm just messing with you.
If Sauce follows up this season again, and here's the problem with the Jets is they're so young, it's really hard to pick one. If he follows up what he did this season for the next for his entire rookie season, there will be a genuine bona fide question: is he the greatest cornerback of all time?
Yes, I think it's Sauce. He's the most obvious choice. I think there's a couple of players. There's one other player currently on the roster, I think, who in the long run has a chance, and that's Quinnen Williams. I think Quinnen Williams has a chance. I don't think it's a great one, but he's improved a lot over the past 2 seasons. He's becoming a real disruptor on the defensive line.
I mean,
I do think Garrett has a chance. I'm going to be honest. I do think Garrett has a chance.
I think Garrett has a chance, and I think Breece Hall has a chance as long as he's able to recover from that injury.
Yeah,
and that's actually not the 2 names I was going to mention. Another guy who got hurt the same game as Breece, who I think was showing it, and hopefully he comes back and does it. And it's Elijah Vera Tucker is the other Jet that I think might have a chance.
And Aaron Rodgers is also a surefire Hall of Famer. Oh wait.
That's not yet.
I love this. I just fell to you, Jacob.
Well, sorry. Okay. Look, I know it did. I know this is just amazing and so perfectly timed. There's one obvious answer, and he's going to be in the Hall of Fame 5 years from now because he's retiring at the end of this game, and that is Jason Kelce.
Yeah.
Jason Kelce's going to be a Hall of Famer. And he's going to be the Eagles' next Hall of Famer because I think. If they win this game on Sunday, he retires. And my God, that class, Brady, JJ, Kelce.
Yeah,
I
feel for whoever those final 2 spots are.
Okay, yeah. So does anybody disagree with Jason Kelce as most likely?
He's a surefire.
I mean, I think Ndamukong Suh is also a surefire, but he's like a gun for hire. So you don't think Suh's a surefire?
No, I agree with Craig. Surefire based off his career.
Damn it. I hate writing this down.
Yeah.
The other one I'll throw is
look, I agree with that. The reason I picked Kelce is he's next. Out of everyone here, he's next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also it's he doesn't have the baggage that Suh has. So yeah.
Now, what about AJ Brown?
I think he's got a shot.
Yeah.
AJ Brown's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I would also throw in big games, big play Slay. Darius Slay.
Yeah.
Darius Slay. That's not bad, actually.
Former Detroit Lion.
Yeah.
Lane Johnson.
Lane Johnson's a good one.
That's a solid roster. It really is.
There's going to be several Hall of Fame. Like we got to look back on this roster and go, "There's several Hall of Famers in here," and it's going to make me look like an even.
Chance, you better fucking erase that shit. You can't.
But I think it would be extremely disrespectful for us to not put Jalen Hurts in that.
Yeah. If he wins,
he's only had
on Sunday.
He's got to win.
Not yet. I'll have that conversation on Sunday. After Sunday, I'll have that conversation. If they win a Super Bowl, absolutely, I'll be willing to put him in there. If they lose, I don't know if they're getting back.
Right.
I think they're getting back because the NFC is so freaking weak.
That's true.
That's about,
sir. We don't even know what the landscape is going to look like next year. We don't know. We don't know.
This is my second favorite team, and still,
no.
There's one obvious answer.
No, I know. And hey, shut up. My pick. It's my team. Shut up. All right. Yeah, there's obvious answer. TJ W. Ott.
Yeah,
he's already better. He's already better than his brother, who's guaranteed Hall of Famer. He was robbed of a Defensive Player of the Year. He's already got one. He's been like an All-Pro or a Pro Bowler literally every single year of his career. He's been a starter. I think that TJ Watt is easily our biggest lock, and it's easily one of the biggest locks in the NFL right now. I don't think any of you guys can argue that with me.
No, I think TJ Watt is absolutely a Hall of Fame player.
The only reason I'd say this is I'd say the next person, just using the argument that Jacob made for the Eagles. Okay. Well, I was about to, yeah, exactly. I'd say Cam Hayward because he's likely to go in before.
Cam Hayward is the biggest problem with Cam Hayward is he didn't get like great until like the later half of his career. But as of right now, he's put up the numbers to get there, and that's why I'm if I'm going based off of Jacob's argument of Jason's the next one to get in there, I'd put Cam in there before. I was going to bring up Cam. Another one I'll put up there is Minka Patrick.
Minka was who I was going to say.
Yeah, the reason why for me Jason is in next is because out of that roster, I think he is the most likely as well. Like we can all sit here and go, he's a first round ballot Hall of Famer. Cam is likely a first round, but I don't think he will. Like, I don't know if he will. TJ is absolutely a first round Hall of Famer.
The biggest problem with Cam is like he didn't become one of the best interior linemen in the league until like the later half of his career. But yeah, I do think he's got a solid shot. But I actually think Minka Fitzpatrick's got a better shot to get into Cam Hayward at this point, honestly, because Minka, with the Steelers especially, has been electric. He's electric. He's a game changer. And
he's about to be mad because he lost his buddy. He was campaigning for homeboy to come back, but Brian Flores.
Brian Flores. Yeah, I know. He's also not his coach. He's our linebackers coach, not our secondary. So it's fine.
Yeah,
I get
it. He was one of the ones campaigning.
Yeah.
How bad is the?
Sorry, go ahead, Babs.
I was going to say, how bad is the Cardinals situation that Brian Flores was like, you know what? I'm going to just take this defensive coordinator position over here. I don't need to interview for another round with you guys.
But yeah, that's it for like likely ones. I mean,
and Mitch Trubisky, of course.
Younger. Oh yeah, of course.
Mitch Trubisky, super young.
And
first round draft pick.
We're throwing out coaches. Mike Tomlin, I think, is definitely going to be a Hall of Famer.
It is insane that Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin is the Super Bowl winning coach with no losing record. He's getting in the Hall of Fame.
Given what he's had to work with in some year, the fact that he's never
3 years
this year
specifically.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But you know what helps is that if they play the Browns twice a year.
It does.
Craig, they split the last like 4 or 5 years, so you can't even use that anymore.
We are back at you, Craig. You do have the 49ers.
Oh.
The irony of that is just dawned on me. That's hilarious.
Craig, you want to switch?
No. It's. I think this one.
Which one's more painful for you? Which one's more painful? Talking about the 49ers or the Seahawks?
The 49ers are more painful. All right. We'll go with the person who could have changed the Rams season this year had they gotten the capital in Christian McCaffrey.
Nope.
No.
For me,
likely yes. I don't think he's the most likely.
So what we got? Let's see. We got McCaffrey. We got Bosa. We got
most likely is Trent Williams. There you go.
Trent Williams is a good choice.
Big Trent.
Yeah, Trent Williams, Bosa.
I would go Trent, then Bosa, all others follow.
Okay, so
I'd put Kittle in before. I'd put Kittle in.
We have one for in line. So, Craig, what's your official pick?
I mean, look, my official pick. I'm gonna. You know what? Here's the thing. I hate Ohio State. I'm just gonna go with Christian McCaffrey. I'm not gonna say.
Okay, so Matt, you're going with Big Trent.
Big Trent.
I'm also going Big Trent.
Yeah, same.
That's
all right.
Yeah, that's the 3. So Trent, like, just to be different, I'll say Bosa.
Everybody, we'll put in Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, and Bosa belongs.
McCaffrey's probably going to be a Hall of Famer, but I don't know.
Can we really say that right now though? Because he's only had 2 healthy seasons.
He's had more than 2 healthy seasons.
No,
right?
he's only had 2 healthy seasons.
No, okay, but here's the 1,000
To
receiving.
be fair, you have to put that
rushing.
in front of both Bosa's names, Chance.
Yeah, I know.
I'll go back and fix it.
Yeah, but like the 1,000 receiving and 1,000 rushing is going to get him into the Hall of Fame. Like McCaffrey is most likely a Hall of Fame. I think Debo's in there as well.
I think Debo hasn't done
Debo
enough
and
yet.
Kittle.
I'll put George Kittle because like other than
Kittle definitely.
I think Debo is over Kittle myself. And again,
I'd be putting Debo over McCaffrey personally.
I mean, this
there's
isn't ranked.
two E's in Debo, by the way.
All right. So McCaffrey, Bosa, Kittle, and Debo Samuel. Anybody else?
There's 2 E's in Debo.
Oh, there is 2 E's.
AJ has a good point there. Robbie Gould has to be talked about.
No. There are 4 kickers in the. There are 4 kickers in the.
Yeah, kind of like running back. You have to be like otherworldly as a kicker to get in.
The 5th kicker to get in will be
Justin Tucker.
No,
Wait,
Justin Tucker will be the 6th.
Who's the 5th?
Is Hansen in
Phil
already?
Dawson. Phil Dawson will be the 5th. Phil Dawson will be the 5th.
Wait, who are the 4 that are in right now?
Let me see. Morton Anderson's 1.
Vinny?
Wait, what's his name? Hang on. The Patriots kicker and Colts kicker's not in yet, so he'll be the 5th.
Oh, Vinatieri is not in the. So
the Patriots kicker won't be in because he just retired. Phil's
Vinatieri's not. That's who I meant. Vinatieri. He's not in yet.
He's not. How long ago did he retire though? I thought that he just retired.
3 years, I think. I think he's 3.
I thought Vinatieri was just 2 years. Let me.
He isn't eligible yet.
Yeah,
no,
he isn't
he's not eligible.
I know Phil Dawson's going to be eligible before him. That's why I said that.
So the 4 kickers in the Hall of Fame.
Vinatieri is in the Hall of Fame. What?
No, he's not.
No, never mind. Sorry,
he just retired in 2021, so he is not. He's got 3 more years.
Game because I'm pretty sure he didn't play 2020.
Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah, he didn't officially retire until 2021. He was officially.
Yeah, so that doesn't count. It goes by last game.
No, it goes by when you officially retire. Actually, that's the sad thing. Because he spent a year in free agency. It's not that he just didn't get signed.
Yeah, Googled Hall of Fame kickers, and Vinatieri was the 3rd name that came up, but it is not.
So it's Morton Anderson, George Blanda, Lou Groza, and Jay Stenerud. Those are the only 4 kickers in the Hall of Fame as of right now.
So, what about Jason Hansen? Will probably be the next kicker in then.
Phil Dawson will probably be in.
It'll be Phil Dawson, then Vinatieri, then Justin Tucker whenever he calls it quits.
You don't think Hansen's getting in? I think he has the most. Does he still have the record for most points?
Not sure actually, but Matt, you're up next. It is Seattle Seahawks.
DK Metcalf. There's really no one else on the roster you can argue.
I love that you went there because Jacob's right there.
Whoa! The shade to Geno Smith.
1 season, Craig. 1 season.
Does anybody disagree with DK Metcalf?
No, it's DK Metcalf.
It's
of
DK
their current
Metcalf.
roster, yes.
You could argue Kenneth Walker if he continues the kind of career that he had in his rookie season, but again, that's
we didn't give Breece Hall or Damian Pierce. We're not putting Kenneth Walker.
That's why I just said I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I just said you could argue if he has it, but I'm not going to say that because it's only 1 year production.
I think that right now DK is probably the only member of that roster who's.
Yes, he is.
Are there really no other potentials on the
hold on. This was a playoff team. Are you telling me we had no other potential Hall of Famers on a playoff team?
It just kind of shows you how good Pete Carroll was last year and how bad Russell Wilson really was.
It just goes to show you how bad the Lions got screwed over by the refs in that Seahawks-Rams game.
Are they really okay? We got at least like 1 potential for the Seahawks. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
no, there's not.
No, I'm looking.
Everyone from the Legion of Boom is gone.
That's true. Damn.
Hold on.
Yeah, and what have they done in the last? They've not really done anything.
Jason Myers isn't getting in.
We'll put in Kenneth Walker just so they're not the only one.
They have somebody.
But that's about it. All right.
Because
So,
that was the big thing that the Seahawks had is they hit on basically all of their rookies.
Right.
oh wait,
They
who's
did.
the one they just drafted? Tariq Woolen.
Kenneth Walker
Yeah,
was the one they just.
yeah.
I still can't. I'll leave Kenneth Walker in there. Why not? All right. Tampa Bay, and I can't say Tom Brady because he's gone. So without
Mike
him,
Evans.
And
yeah.
I'd say Evans.
Without
I'd say
him,
Evans
Mike Evans.
and go.
Other than him,
Uncle Lenny.
not playoff Lenny. I don't think he's going to get in. Other than him, maybe Vita Vea.
I like Vita Vea a lot. That's a good pick.
Vita Vea, Tristan Wirfs because he's one of the best tackles in the league.
Tristan Wirfs another good pick.
Who was their center that went down? Who was their center at the start of the season?
Brian Jensen.
AJ Lancaster points out we were skipping Scotty Miller.
For a reason.
I know.
Who's their other wide receiver?
Julio Jones.
Chris Godwin.
Julio Jones.
Shit,
Chris
Julio.
Godwin. There we go.
Yeah, actually, Julio's gonna. I mean, God, but is Julio going to like how
Yes,
like
Julio's going to for his time with the Falcons.
I don't know though. But if you look at his time with the Falcons, like how few touchdowns he had.
Julio Jones is one of the best receivers of his era. Like he's getting him.
Yeah, but his numbers are like his numbers don't match his talent. Is my point, but
it's true.
Like,
I think
he at least belongs in
because
that.
they never found him another weapon when he was with the Falcons, so he was getting double teamed a lot.
But you're right, he does belong in that others consideration category, so that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, you got the Titans.
I feel like this one's obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the King. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another team that's like their current roster does not have anything sticking out to me aside from him.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They were pretty just
getting in.
Say what?
Robert Woods isn't getting in.
No, he's not getting in.
No, it's a shame because he had some flashes there, but he didn't put it together. But anyone other defense that
they had just like a very vanilla defense this year. I don't know.
They lost a lot of their defensive pieces. That's part of the issue.
I thought we're all just like looking at the depth charts, like fuck.
Yeah.
Who is it? I mean, I guess for argument's sake, I don't love putting him on. Treylon Burks is the only name that's
he didn't even play great.
Well, hold on. We're not going to put Drake London. I'll put freaking Treylon Burks on.
I don't know that there's another player on the team.
Jeffrey Simmons.
All right. Just to have another name.
There's somebody here.
You could argue Taylor Lewan.
Oh, that's a good one, actually.
Okay, that one I'll give you.
Take off Jeffrey Simmons, just Taylor Lewan.
Go blue.
Yes, Craig. Unlike you, I can actually admit talent. Where talent's talent. Good dick.
Hey man, I didn't.
We got to wrap this up because he's 16 points away. So I don't want to miss this.
Well, Carson Wentz. I'm sorry, Jacob. Your turn.
Scary Terry. That's the best talent. Or no, Scary Terry. Ohio State talents. That's all they got.
Scary Terry, Chase Young. That's it.
Chase, yeah, seriously, it's probly Chase Young, and he's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, it's Chase Young, and then followed by Scary Terry. That's it.
That's it. That's the list.
I feel like
Mick, not Mac. Mick.
How about the Hall of Fame of drop balls? Amari Rodgers.
And Hall of Fame of fumbles, not drop balls, fumbles.
Oh, sorry,
Brian Robinson Jr. comeback, the greatest comeback story in NFL history.
Oh, yeah, literally got shot twice. Still played more games than Michael Thomas.
Yep.
So these are most likely Hall of Famers for every single team. We will post this on our social medias. But that's going to do it for the show here today. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Craig, where can we find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at Barbarian Craig. You can find me on Instagram at CF Ganyier, C as in Craig, F as in Frank, Gaynier as in the French word to win, because all I do is win, except for sometimes when I play certain games. But I will. But speaking of which, I had a recent match on Settle the Score that aired this past week against the great Ethan Irwin, And then coming soon on the Betty and Moose Save America channel, we'll be playing Ethan Irwin again, this time in a Star Trek match. So look out for those. And then also, quick plug for the Sister Chronic Nancy Rodriguez's podcast, the Film on Tap podcast. I made a recent appearance on that. It's her, Tom Chalabash, and Andres Gallego. And yeah, that's it.
Matt, where can we find you at?
Over at Watt Real Entertainment, got a lot of stuff coming up this year. We have we've expanded to a gaming channel, so Watt Gaming, Taylor runs that for the most part. That's where all of our Twitch streams go. Shows coming up when Ted Lasso season 3 comes out. We got Biscuits and Believing, My Big Fat Wizard Wedding, which is just kind of like a blog on what wedding planning has been since my fiance picked a Harry Potter themed wedding. Movie reviews, Ant-Man review drops next Tuesday afternoon, and the occasional podcast, the HBOs. That's our HBO TV show after show. So yeah.
All right, Jake, where can we find you at?
You guys can find me over at Jacob London on Twitter and Letterboxd, and at my podcast, Lights on a Screen podcast.
All right, Matt. I'm sorry, not you, Matt. Mike.
You can always find me on Wednesday nights on What the Show podcast. We got a lot of cross collaboration going on with Benny and Moose, who were previously mentioned. Cousin Ryan will be on tomorrow night, and then we have Benny and Moose joining next Wednesday, and next Thursday, Bethany and I have a match that's going to drop on Betty and Moose Save America. So,
if I'm at Twitter, Instagram, _91. Check me out here on the Notorious by Chance channel. Check me out, Russell Outs. We'll hopefully be back this week for another episode of Notorious by Chance Live. We haven't done one. We didn't do one last week because the schedule got messed up. We're hoping to come back this week because we want to discuss the new DCU slates. And, of course, you can find us here. We're going to be cutting back on programming after the Super Bowl, but we do have something really fun planned for right after the game, which we cannot wait to talk to you guys about. But we will see you all next time after the Super Bowl.
Oh.